Niners! Don't you feel better? The air just is, boy, clear. It smells better. I can't wait to eat. I know the food's going to taste better as the Rams have bowed out. You know, we're so petty this year. Had to be here. They had no business being in there in the first place. It was our division to lose, not theirs. I'm delighted. They didn't put up a fight, though. I was impressed with the Rams. As somebody has asked about, there is some concern about Rudy. Rudy, Rudy, you Rudy Poo. Rudy, man, you know, you had it covered, man. And Rudy, by the way, your boy is in there saying something about owning the NFC West. Rudy, explain to him what's been going on for the last 2 years, okay? You don't own any NFC nothing. So congratulations to Green Bay, I can't wait to see what this NFC final is going to look like. Anyway, fam, let us get down to some real football business with a real team, the 49ers. As you know, former DC Bobby Saleh has been hired to become the Jets head coach. Everybody knows that by now. The Niners will become compensated with 2 third-round picks, of which one will be utilized in the 2021 draft. And tonight, we'll be discussing the effect Robert Saleh's exit will bring and how it may impact the Niners. And there's already several things going on. But anyway, with an abundance of 10 picks this year in the 2021 draft, how do you think the picks will be strategically utilized? And I figure the 49ers are going to come in with a master plan. They know exactly what they want to get. And with the way they pick up certain players, the skills they've shown, we could be in for a treat. So we'll be taking your call tonight for your response to these questions along with everything. I like to emphasize that. It feels good to say that. And Richard Sherman took an exception to what Coach Yak tweeted, as you probably know about as well. I couldn't stop laughing. Then I said, Rich, man, you don't even get involved, man. Robert Saleh is probably going to do his best to sign some of our defensive FAs. This is Coach Yak's tweet. Robert Saleh is, I forgot to mention that. This is Coach Yak's tweet that got Richard all fired up. He says, Robert Saleh is probably going to do his best to sign some of our defensive FAs. He can have Hyder, Tart, Witherspoon, Blair, and Sherman. That's why Sherm came riding in, all right? Coach also goes and says who he can't have, and Parag Moth better pull out the calculator to make sure the numbers work, are Jason Verrett and K'Wan Williams. 49, hashtag 49ers, to which Sherm responded with LMAO. You realize KK is from Patterson, New Jersey. Here we go, boy. I've been worried about this the whole time Saleh was trying to find another job. I said, man, who's going to go with Saleh? Sherm is. You can tell Sherm's on his way because they got plenty of money in New York. And Sherm's probably saying already, hey, Robert, you know, I'm ready, man. If you want me, I'll be there in a heartbeat, man. I'll work out the same deal with you as I worked out with the 49ers. Sherm. We'll see, man. I tell you what's going to happen next. But tell you, Mike LaFleur, who most recently served as Kyle Shanahan's passing game coordinator with the 49ers, will join Robert Saleh's staff with the New York Jets so they can look like us too. Man, Kyle Shanahan's football is going everywhere, man. You saw Aaron Rodgers has gotten used to the system and he loves it, right? This year, that boy, Aaron, man, they look just like us. Even their run game was making me crazy. Just look at that, man. They look like us out there. Every time I saw them, they saw that camera angle with the running back with, I said, oh, man, that's supposed to be us. Anyway, LaFleur will become Saleh's top offensive assistant. Didn't say anything about an OC, his top offensive assistant. A source told NBC Sports Bay Area on Thursday night. The Jets' third hired Saleh to replace Adam Gase as head coach. Saleh served the past 4 seasons as the 49ers DC. But, this is going to be interesting to see. In his previous coaching experience, consists of working at low-level offensive positions under Shanahan as offensive coordinator, 2 seasons with the Atlanta Falcons, and 1 year with the Browns. And so there it is. We lose LaFleur. I don't know what kind of impact that's going to have on the 49ers, really. I can't imagine. But that Shanahan is putting LaFleur's brother in an OC position, maybe it'll offset what's going on here. And, or should I say McDaniel. And the Jimmy haters, I got some raw meat for you. You probably already know because y'all be watching. I know, boy. The media is pushing the narrative of the 49ers now have the third best odds to land Deshaun Watson behind the Texans and Dolphins. I know, boy. People are jumping up and down and celebrating. We will see. Meanwhile, as of right now, John Lynch and Coach Shanahan are set to own the following 10 picks in the upcoming draft. It is important to note that while the current overall pick numbers are listed below, the selections from this 4th round will shift downward once the NFL awards compensatory selections. I love that word. Round 1, pick 12, we got it. Round 2, pick 43, that's the 49ers. Round 3, compensatory pick. Round 4, pick 108. Round 5, pick 139. What is it going to be? We got 3 fifth-round picks. What do we do our best work? Who did we pick? George Kittle, a 5th-round pick. And you got 3 of them this year with only 1 4th-round pick. Pick 139, 157, and the compensatory pick, that's another 5th-round pick. And, of course, 6th-round pick, 170. We got 2 7th-round picks because of the Jets. Oh, man, and we got our own 7th-round pick. So, but as stated, the 3rd-round selection comes thanks to the Jets' hiring of Saleh, the NFL's minority hiring program. It will be the team's only 3rd-round pick after trading its own selection to Washington as part of the deal to acquire Trent Williams. It's okay. According to Over the Cap, San Francisco is expected to receive a compensatory 5th-round pick for losing wide receiver Emmanuel Sanders in free agency last season. The team owns its own 5th-rounder and receive another from the New York Orleans Saints as part of the linebacker Quan Alexander's deal. So there's a lot of dealings going on. The 49ers didn't have to do anything but sit back and watch their guys leave. Of course, they probably had those picks in mind when they did that, too. So, yeah, there you go. The additional 7th-round pick selection comes courtesy of the 49ers trading 2022 6th-round pick to the Jets in exchange for Jordan Willis and the 2021 draft pick. So there it is, fam. How do you think the 49ers are going to do about this? Because you know what you got. You've got trade material here now. So I already know what's going to happen here with the Jimmy Club, boy. We can get rid of that 1, 2, and give up 2 of them 5th-round picks and go ahead and get Deshaun. It's going to take more than that, boy, for the Jets. Texas going to ask for 2 first-round picks minimum. Beyond that, I can't imagine what they're going to ask for. But, yeah. Anyway, as we get to the phone, have we got anything here? Richard Ray Archuleta, thanks, fam. He says, Niners, 12 gauge puck. The hat. Check out Fan Fanatics. Because I get asked about stuff all the time. Fan Fanatics, you know why I go to that site all the time? They've always got these ridiculously good suddenly sales, and you got to get within a window. So check them out as much as you can. Fan Fanatics, man, y'all owe me, man. I'll be giving out that kind of information. Anyway, hey, Lee, come on in, man.
Hey, what up, Ronbo?
Lee. Come on in, man, because, I'm sitting there looking at Robert Saleh and what's going to happen with him leaving. Are we going to still be a good defensive unit? If provided, of course, we pick up the right guys. We don't have any free agency. We just got to keep certain guys. And see, hey, Lee, I'm telling you right now, Lee, I forgot to ask you about this last time. Is there an edge rusher in this draft that could be had beyond the first round that could make a difference?
Oh, that's You asked me that. I actually went over all the edges and outside linebackers,
That's
all the
right.
top ones last night, Ronbo, this morning.
OLBs work too. That's right.
I was going through tape.
Yeah.
And, there is. There's the first round guys. You got Quiddipe, Ojulari, Rousseau, and then you've got Osai and Owe, the guy from Penn State. They're sort of later first round. They could fall. And then you've also got Carlos Basham from Wake Forest. He's a bigger guy. He can play inside, outside, left or right. So, you can move him around on the line. He's got good size. He's got a great motor. Here's a guy you can get in the second round, Ronbo, to help that D-line.
Because you know what? If they don't go with what a lot of people want with grabbing a quarterback in the first round, they're going to go corner. And then in the second round, yes, D Ford's not going to be back. Lee, I don't see it. I see him retiring, actually. Or taking another year off.
I love that scenario, Ronbo. What you just said, getting the corner in the first round and the edge rusher in the second. Because there's not a lot separating these guys. Like Rousseau was a top 5 pick a few months ago, and now he's all the way gone back to in some mocks ranked 26, Ronbo. And he had 15.5 sacks last year.
Ooh.
I don't know if he's the right fit for us, though, because he's not fast.
Wait, you say he's not fast?
But you got... Nah. And so if you want a guy to replace D Ford, you're probably looking more at the guy from Penn State or Texas. And they could be late first, early seconds. And the cornerback, how you said get a cornerback, I love that because if Farley or Surtain fall, I have a feeling that the Broncos in Denver, who are in front of us at 8 or 9, I think, they'll be looking at those two. But if one of those falls to us, Ronbo, you probably have to take that corner there because those two are clearly the best corners in this draft. You've got J.C. Horn just behind them.
I was going to ask about him.
But Farley's the athlete. Like I heard today, Big Show said at Ronbo that there's no combine, so he's sort of the guy that's got the great athleticism who will rise off the combine, but there's no combine now.
I know. I heard about that.
Yeah, so if he falls, I actually prefer Surtain over him because Surtain's got the better floor, but that kid's got the higher ceiling because he's got crazy athleticism. But they're both really good. They're the top corners. So if we could get one of them, that'd be perfect at 12. And then maybe get the edge rusher in the early second round.
Because one of them's going to be there at 12. Between those two guys, one of them's going to be there at 12. So you can't, because I can't see both of them going in the first round, not before 12.
Yeah, hopefully one of them's there. And then you've also got those 3 wide receivers. So I said, not the biggest need, but if those corners aren't there, then you probably have to look at the best player available will probably be whichever one of those 3 receivers falls. Or you could just move back, Ronbo, and then, get your O-lineman or your edge rusher, or you can get J.C. Horn. You can move back and get J.C. Horn,
Yes. And I was reading Horn's, he's got the size. He's a little faster than Surtain. I don't know if he's more athletic. Lee, the combine gives you an idea. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a good football player, but you know what he can be capable of with the athleticism. We're not going to get a chance to see that. It's really a shame. God, Rich Eisen must be
that's
sick.
The thing, because when you got guys that are so closely, you can't really separate their talent, the combine and the athleticism will give you usually a better look at who's got the highest ceiling, and that could be the difference between you picking, a Surtain or a Farley or 2 guys that are really close in the draft. So, we won't have that. But I heard they'll have pro days, though, Ronbo. So I guess it won't be as accurate, though, because it's going to be, your own college is doing your times and it's hand times. So I don't know how accurate that's going to be.
Oh, yeah. It's not computer. Coaches will be lying.
So, I don't know what we can take from
players. I know.
I was happy to see today, Ronbo, the Rams. I bet on the Packers. So I was happy. It's funny because, the Rams, you look at the Rams and you look at the Packers and you look at the head coaches, and that just goes to show you how good Cole's offense is, because those 2 guys are, they're students of his.
I know.
And you see where they've got to. Yeah. And it's funny watching them battle it out. I'm happy the Rams lost today, though. They can't come in the chat and talk all that, nonsense.
No, you can't find a Ram in there. I got a flashlight. I can't see anybody anywhere. They're like some Ram.
And I'm happy I betted on them, Ronbo, because you know what? Like that 50 Cent song, I'm going straight to the bank. Ha, 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 ha.
Lee, you did that. You did that part perfect.
So Thanks,
You know?
Ronbo. Shout out to
Hey,
the Night Empire. And
let me ask you this question too before you go. Tomorrow there's I understand the spread between the Browns and the Chiefs is 10 points. The Chiefs will take. I've quit betting years ago, but I really think I should put some tab on that. The Chiefs aren't going to beat the Browns by 10 points. I can't believe that betting line is that wide.
I was surprised how dominantly they played against the Steelers, but the Steelers there's a perfect example of a team, that was going well and then they had injuries. And people forget how many injuries we had to Ronbo. And if we'd have been healthy, we probably made the playoffs this year. It's just unlucky.
Easily. Because I didn't see anything from the Rams or so far. The Rams and the Packers look okay, but they didn't look unbeatable. So I said, okay, see that. Oh, Rams and Packers. You guys, Lee, I tell you what, though. If Tampa Bay has finally gotten used to themselves, they could beat the Saints. This could be very interesting to see the Saints with the two perennial winners, Brady versus Rodgers. You talk about funny. That's going to be
matchup
something. Yeah.
And see, the Saints have had the wood on them all season, but now, the Buccaneers have got so much tape on them, they should be able to, have a good game plan to beat them now. Todd Bowles is going up against Sean Payton. I think that's the key. Mm-hmm. They get their linebacker back. Remember the guy I liked, Ronbo? The gorilla with the jetpack? Devin White comes back, so hopefully they can, give them a good fight because the Saints have had the wood on them all season. Be interesting.
And they finally, because, Tom's with that traveling all-star group, they probably need to get used to each other for a few weeks. I think they've had enough time to get used to each other now. That could be scary. We'll see. Because the Saints, they got Michael Thomas back too. So we'll see.
Yeah, he's a big threat.
All right, Lee. Good stuff. And thanks for answering my question. So maybe an edge rusher.
No worries.
All right, Lee. Talk to you later.
Thanks, Robert. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. And Road Ashley Music, 10 picks in the next draft deal. Some of them cut Robot Jimmy G and go get Watson with some of those picks. And the $24 million you would pay Jimmy G. Maybe. I don't know. Thanks for that contribution. Mr. Black Eye says, thoughts on DeMeco Ryans, our DC? Do you think DeMeco, this is a job for him? I guess if they chose him, it must be okay. I hope he can. Saleh, you listen to him talk. I can't wait to see DeMeco do his press conference. I want to know what he spews when he speaks, Because with Saleh, I knew way back, this dude, man, let him get some people to work with. I got a feeling he knows what he's doing. Big boys climb on Big Rig. Thanks for having the same old sorry-ass Rams. They don't have a first draft pick either. Just like the Hawks, Niners fans can at least look forward to the draft. I know, right? This is why you can be sure if anybody thinks, I don't want to bother anybody or hurt your feelings or make you get mad. But if you think the 49ers give up all the first-round picks to get Deshaun Watson, you're gonna be in for a world of surprise. He's gonna have to come for less than that, or he ain't coming to San Francisco. I'm just saying, we don't do that. We just don't. Hey, John.
Hey, Ronbo.
John. Come on back, John. We're talking draft picks. We're talking what impact Saleh's exit is going to have on the 49ers. And do we worry about what Coach Yak was talking about with Saleh draining us of players and all that nasty stuff? John, what's going to happen to us?
Well, the first thing, that we have to look at is that Robert Saleh is a head coach. And one thing that Robert Saleh is going to do is just like Kyle Shanahan, he's going to take the players that he knows and try to develop that defense he did in San Francisco.
Yes.
He basically got one of our coaches on the offensive side. He knows that the Kyle Shanahan offense is probably going to help whoever the quarterback's going to be, because now they're saying that if they keep Darnold, they want to trade out of that pick. So that's going to be one of the things. And then Richard Sherman, I don't know if it was yesterday, but he said, Verrett and somebody else, they don't have to stay in San Francisco.
Yeah.
They can go to the Jets, and I'm not sure why Richard Sherman is doing this.
Well, because
he's thinking,
Coach Yak called him out. Well, Coach Yak wasn't talking directly to him, but Sherman got wind of the. He said he cannot have K'Wan Williams and who else? He can't have K'Wan or Jason Verrett, right? So but he said he can have Sherman, he can have Kwaski T, he can have Hyder, and you know what, John? He's going to take Hyder, and he might take Ronnie Blair too. You know how he likes him. And tell him, listen, Ronnie, you don't have to wait for that. I can give you a lot more money here. Kerry Hyder, I really do need you here, and I can definitely give you more than the 49ers are able to pay. And he's going to take him, too. And Kwaski T could be. I can see that. 49ers are going to play Kwaski, not the money he's talking about.
I know, I knew he was going to be gone. Cause,
anyway.
When he's healthy, he's really good. But, the recent years, he's also been injured,
He gets hurt every year, too.
So for us, it makes a lot of sense because I think he's almost at that, 30 years of age. So, we have to get younger. Like, no matter what, we have to let, some of these guys go. It's nothing personal, but the younger we are, because right now we have a lot of young players on the offensive side, on the defensive side of the ball, and you want to just get younger and continue to develop because if the 49ers are going to be good, say next year, we shock everybody and Jimmy Garoppolo pisses off the anti-Jimmy G haters like myself. I hope he pisses me off. I want him to piss me off. I want him to prove me wrong. And say he has a great year, he has maybe in the touchdowns in the 30s, his interceptions goes down. He has 6, 7, game-winning drives. I think as we get better and better and better, we're going to lose coaches like DeMarco Murray. There's a reason why Saleh and Kyle Shanahan said he deserves to be a head coach one day. He's only 36 years old. He was a linebacker coach. Before that, he was a quality control guy. He developed Warner, Greenlaw, and I forget the other guy, the other linebacker. And basically, if he's able to develop these undrafted and late round guys, DeMarco Murray must be a really great coach. And even the players who are thinking about leaving, they're like, maybe because of he's the coordinator, maybe we may stick around. So I think that's really helpful for us. I'm trying to make it a little bit positive, but that's what, it's going around in the NFL. I mean, in the 49ers locker room, their players are like, hey, if he's going to be the coach, we like him a little bit more than Saleh. I'm not saying Saleh is a bad dude. I'm just saying that if they respect this guy who was a position coach, I think that our defense, we may not everybody, but a lot of guys will maybe think about taking cuts because they want to work with him.
D'Amico, that's a good point, John. That's a good point. Because sometimes those kind of emotional ties can make a difference in what things are, what they tell their lawyer or their agents when they go in to negotiate these contracts. And maybe. Because D'Amico is pretty popular, I guess, and Kyle knew that, and he's a good coach. I like you're saying. That linebacker group is ridiculous. With Fred Warner, although when you're working with a player like Fred Warner, though, it makes your job a lot easier. But let D'Amico take over everything. If he puts his touch or his fingerprint on the entire defense, maybe you get similar results as you do other linebackers. I don't know how you can improve on that defensive front rush as long as Nick Bosa's there, but still.
Yeah, and basically, it's just like I was listening to some guy on Fox Sports 1, and they're saying that the right coach, if they bring in the right people below him, his job is easier, the players are happier, and the team performs better than we can anticipate. So I basically, I know the Rams are done, the Seahawks are done, the Cardinals, they're garbage. Basically, even Green Bay today, even day one, they played flat. And at the end of the day, I'm going to say this right now. I'm not a, person, predict stuff, but I think next year the 49ers will be better than a 6-10 record. And that's all I have to say at this point, man.
As long as we don't get hurt. Now, We can't get hurt. I've learned my lesson. We were a dynamic team at the beginning of the season. We had all the pieces. Everybody got hurt.
Well, thanks, Ronbo. Thanks for talking to you twice today.
Yeah, John,
And always
anytime,
go
man. Let's do it
Niners.
again tomorrow. Let's be back tomorrow, man.
All right,
I've
do
thought
it
about it.
tomorrow.
Yes, I've got to be there for that game. We got to hang out so we can watch and see. If Cleveland upsets, oh, man. Pow! I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night, John.
Hey, Robo, if you see your buddy Norm, Niners all day.
Norm, I'll make sure he knows you said that too. All right, fam.
Yep.
You ready for that?
Bye.
You ready for that Bills game? All right. And don't, Road Ashley Music, don't mention Watson. Not worth the first round picks either. Because some first round picks are sorry. We selected a few who were bust. Solomon and Foster. And McGlinchey's like walking on thin ice in that too. But this year and last year, yeah, the 49ers have actually had 2 first rounds in a row that were kind of okay. You got Nick last year, and you got Javon Kinlaw could be okay, but we already know Ayuk is going to be definitely something. So, that's 2 first rounds in a row. So the 49ers are probably thinking, man, we give him a first round picks. Tell you what, Texas, you guys want to get rid of him. He wants to get rid of you. How about we give you a couple of third round picks? Hey, James.
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing, huh?
James, I'm doing okay, man. As long as the Rams have said goodnight, because I don't want them rolling around, having a good time, and we're sitting in here in a pot of misery. You know what I'm saying? So it's
right.
juices is just stewing me, man. God.
Hey, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to you and your staff for all that you do for us.
It's our pleasure,
everything.
James.
And I'd also like to give a shout out to Riddy. I know he's somewhere taking him a shower and seagull diarrhea right now. So it's typical of him. You know what I'm saying? Rudy!
Rudy, call on in. Rudy, you need to come and hang out with us. You know how we like to console you.
Hey, also, Ronbo, one other thing I need to make a correction on. I said the other night the Jets had 38 free agents. They got 25. And I said that they had $100 million in cap space. They got $55 million, bro. That's how much they got.
That's it.
Okay, so they got a little more than us, and they got 25 free agents, like I'm saying tonight.
And how many do they want to keep?
Got it wrong the other night.
Yeah,
that's the thing. And here's another thing: when you think of players that, okay, you can leave for the money. That's all well and fine, but Jason Verrett has got an injury history. Yep. So the fruit basket may not be that fruitful I think he only played 14 games out of 7 years. True. There was only one season he had a 14-game season. And
this was his best year, this one right here. Exactly.
This one here was his best year. I think he played 15 games, wasn't it? I think it was 15.
Jason has never went from this long. That's right.
Right. And then K'Wan Williams is from Paterson, New Jersey. He's right up the road from where I live at right now. And K'Wan has been in the league. This is like his 7th year in the league. I think him and Verrett came into the league together. I think K'Wan might have came in a year, Jason came in a year before K'Wan Williams. Now, the Jets run a 3-4, okay? They disguise it like it's a 4-3. Now, one thing I do know, the people that own the Jets, they have a very short span of patience with anybody.
I know. I've seen it.
He could have a 22-year deal, okay? He could have a 22-year deal and be gone within next year if it doesn't go right. And see, Woody Johnson, the owner of the next one in line to inherit the team, because let's not forget, Art Hess is their grandfather, okay, is Chris Johnson's grandfather, who owned all the Hess gas stations and all that, Hess toy trucks. That's him. Now, the son, Christopher Johnson, is taking the calls from his dad. and his dad is a very impatient man. He'll give you, he may give you a 7-year deal. You go out there and don't win a game until that 9th game in the season, the talk is going to be on. You know, it won't be, you know, he's one to come out and tell you, look, you know, this is not what I expected, and I'm sorry. And I'll tell you right now, I love Robert Saleh as a Niners defensive coordinator. I don't care who he takes. Now, I don't see him really doing a lot with that team because they're in some real disarray. And as far as free agent goes, do you think players, even though John Lynch will figure out a way to the guys that he knows he wants to keep out of that secondary, they'll try to find a way to, you know, pay them down the line. And here's what they will know. Do I leave here and go to a team that's in disarray where my career could be a dumpster fire for the next 3 years, and I'm moving on because they believe in somebody that's younger than me? Okay? So to go and get paid is fine. But if you stay in San Francisco, I can guarantee you, you're going to be in the playoffs. You're going to have another shot at a Super Bowl a lot quicker than the New York Jets. Okay? That's what I do know. I'm not just saying that. I know that. Okay? And I believe that mostly. I'm riding on faith here because I walk by faith and not by sight. Okay? And when you talk about, you know, all his intentions, and now you got Richard Sherman out there being a spokesman.
All of a sudden, Rich, I wish he'd sit down and hush. What is that?
He needs to, because at the end of the day, who's really going to pay him right now for what we've seen in you? You helped us lose a Super Bowl. You came back and you started playing with your body halfway turned, which already lets me know you scared it in all day of that receiver. You're not the Richard Sherman that was Richard Sherman 7 or 8 years ago. You're not that guy, man. Okay, so you can campaign for anybody, and I don't believe in you. I didn't believe in him last year, really. Okay, when I seen in those playoff games, he got beaten every game, even though we won the games. But the writing was on the wall that something is going on with Richard Sherman, because I never seen him give up passes like that. Okay, and it continued. And what happened is, you know, listen.
James, I could chime in real quick on that. We went to some of a hybrid defense last year, and Sherman wasn't ready for that. And, you know, man defense is not Sherman.
This is what I wanted to say also, and I know I can't take a lot of time. We do have some offensive line problems, but I think I figured it out, Ronbo. Hopefully Mike McGlinchey can get healthy with that knee, hopefully. And we got to understand something. Why has this O-line played so miserably? Because it's simple. It's like a car without a transmission that has the gears in it. That center position. The center makes all the line checks. The center is over the football. He's watching 22 sets of feet, okay? 22 different feet. He knows who's cheating up to the line. He knows who's getting ready to bail. He's the one making the line checks. Brunskill is not a center. You understand? We extremely, hopefully, I think they may allow Reston Richburg to get healthy.
I know.
And and knock that contract down some. And hopefully he can come back and man this line. And yeah, we maybe in the 5th round somewhere we start picking some O-linemen. But to go and get a O-lineman in the higher round, when the top 4 that were the top 4 on ESPN's 100 big board, they opted out because of COVID. Yeah. Everybody else is just a spokesman to hope you take the bait. You know?
I know. I was reading on offensive linemen, and I've seen exactly what you're talking about just the other day. The
top 4 guys opted out because of COVID-19, okay? Now, everybody else that's there right now that's showing all these flashes, and truth be told, look at some of the quarterbacks that are considered the #1 guys, and they're up there so high up. Look at the defense they played against. Basically, prevent defenses a lot of times. That's what you got out of a lot of them college teams.
Yeah.
So will that guy translate well into the NFL? I wouldn't waste my money on
It's
picking one up
always
there
a
in the top 10.
risk, you know. And,
That's
and
exactly
Kyle's
right,
going to look
Ronbo.
beyond that. Whoever Kyle picks up, it's not going to be whom everybody wants. I almost guarantee you
I'm
that.
telling you right now.
Yeah,
I
so
think
he'll
he's
see.
in the building already, if you ask me. Yeah.
I know.
He's only 23. He's only 23 years old. You better watch him in 2 years staying behind Jimmy Garoppolo and learning under Kyle Shanahan, because I'm going to say it like this. Josh Rosen, with the right offensive
Well, I forgot
coordinator
about Josh.
in the right system, let me tell you something. I've seen him do it with Steve Young, when Steve Young was a laughingstock in Tampa Bay. Need I say anymore? He's in the Hall of Fame right now.
This is what I'm talking about. All this laughing
Mm-hmm.
about Jimmy and clowning him.
That's
I said,
right.
you guys keep
That's
laughing,
right.
keep saying bad things. Watch. You're gonna get embarrassed. I'm telling you. Jimmy's got skill, but if Rosen has the potential he had at UCLA, we saw it. You're right.
Man.
He
Oh,
is
my
Kyle
God, the
style
kid was-
too.
That dude, he's something else. That's all I can say. I'm not going to say he may be the one, but I can tell you one thing. If he
He'll
stays
push.
there and learns, it could be something nice going forward in the near future, man.
We're
But
gonna
we
find
already
out.
got a QB in number 10 for right now. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right,
Super
Phil.
Bowl bound very soon. I said that.
If they can just stay healthy, early next year. Yes.
Thank
James. All right. And listen, big boys, climb on big ring. What do you think about Kyle promoting Mike McDaniel to OC? Is he realizing he needs help? And could we see a return of 2017 Jimmy? If he's healthy, you're going to see a better 2017 Jimmy. Why? Because he knows his system quite well by now, and he's probably ready to roll. Here's the thing, though. Mike McDaniel, I got a feeling Mike is going to be. He's not the OC. I thought his title is OC, offensive assistant, something like that. Anyway, I think Kyle gave him a title so he wouldn't have to lose him to another team that's going to give him a bigger title. So because I don't think, can you imagine Shanahan standing on the sideline and allowing somebody else to do the play calls?
Dad, what?
Who's that? Anyway, can you imagine Kyle actually, who is this on the phone? Hello? Big boys, climb on big ring. Thanks for that contribution. Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, sorry, my wife was talking to me. What's up, Ronbo?
Tom, about Mike McDaniel, can you imagine Kyle Shanahan appointing somebody that's actually going to make him sit back and relax during the course of a game, and Kyle's not going to make the play calls? Kyle,
No
the
way.
only way
It's just
that
a
could
title.
happen is if Kyle goes into the locker room and they lock him in there. There's no way McDaniel is going to be taking Kyle's. This is what Kyle lives for.
No.
So, yeah.
No, it's just his name. He just got the name, and he's just going to come with him with the ideas. He used to be, obviously, he was the running game coordinator. Now he's going to be the pass game and running game coordinator.
I like
and
that.
come up with the game plan.
What if he's as
And
good
then-
with the run game as? What if he's good with that pass game as he is with his run game, which is usually
Yeah,
stellar?
because that pass game sucks. Our pass game sucks. I'm not going to lie, because that drop back shit is terrible.
Oh, I said, Kyle, what happened to your trademark play action, of which Jimmy
Exactly.
was one of the best in the league at? Why don't you use that and ain't stopped? I wonder if that was. Could that have been somebody else on it? Nah, Kyle would never let that go. I can't imagine what that was about.
Yeah. I mean, what was I going to say? Like Aaron Rodgers. Look how great he is in play action in this game we just saw.
He was awesome. And some guys excel in play action. You've got to get that run game going, though, Tom. That's the only thing. Otherwise, yeah.
And without Kittle, our running game was horrible, like we saw.
Yeah. You know?
And if we don't have those either Jeff Wilson, Mostert, or sheesh, I don't even know.
Yeah. Well, we got Jeff Wilson Jr. and you might got Mostert. You're right. Beyond that, I don't know who makes this team next year as far as running backs. But they'll find them. Tom, these guys can find running backs.
Yep.
What's the other guy that hurt his shoulder? I keep forgetting his name.
Michael Hasty?
Yeah. You got Hasty. If we could get him to learn to hold on to the ball. I love the way he moves. My God, those jump cuts make me crazy. So we'll see.
Oh, I better shout out somebody. Better shout out Jesus again. 49ers Empire. And then Seahawks rain. You don't rain nothing but one and done. That's all you rain.
Woo! Actually, there's a couple of Rams fans have showed up here. Rams fans are trying to show us they're not scared because we talk about them before the game, like before we got started tonight, and all of a sudden here they come.
I know. I mean, I don't know. I was rooting against them, obviously, but
Oh yeah.
I just Aaron Rodgers annoys me. He's kind of a little crybaby. You see him whining on the. He was whining on the sideline.
I saw it. What was he going on about? Because I didn't have my earpiece in.
It probably was holding, or he thought somebody was holding.
Oh yeah.
That was my guess.
All your best quarterbacks insist upon the refs, and you know what though? I do want to see our people do that a little more often though, because the refs go buck wild. You got to work the officials a little bit. Don't get crazy with it, but you gotta let them know, man. That was the worst call I've ever seen. Ref, help me out here, will you? I'm trying to win a ball game. But so
something off topic, but did you see? Was that Aaron Donald crying on the sideline?
I know, right? Big, powerful Aaron Donald. I felt sorry for him. I really did.
I know. I kind of did too. I do have respect for the guy. He's a hell of a player.
He is.
He kind of lets his emotions get the best of him, but he's an emotional player. So.
Well, yeah, he couldn't play. He was. He was sitting over there with his ribs hurting, I guess. I didn't put on my earpiece, so I figured it out myself. He couldn't play. He wanted to help out his team. He probably blames himself.
Yeah. Well, you can't just win with defense. I mean, just a defensive line.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I agree with that last caller said about Sherm. I mean, last year he was kind of exposed.
Badly. In fact, when people start blaming Jimmy G for that Super Bowl, Sherm should be the first guy to run it. Wait a minute. Wait. We had the game. I got beat.
We did.
And I got to take some of this responsibility. Don't just put it all on G. He didn't do that, though.
Yeah.
He did say good things about Jimmy later, trying to, I guess, cover up.
That's true. And the refs didn't really do us any favors. They were holding both all day. Like they had him in a stranglehold on that one. What was it, 3rd and 17?
Tom, I think that was agreed upon before the game started. You guys, we're going to allow containment of Nick Bosa. Just you can turn a blind eye to things that are marginal. That wasn't marginal. It looked like a WWE move half the time. Dang.
Oh man, I agree.
Because they know that's the only way that was going to be a good game. If you got to contain Bosa and make the refs beat you, okay? The refs are going to turn a blind eye to that and allow whatever. And it worked. Because that deep shot downfield, but Mahomes should have never got that off.
I know. Watching that whole my Chiefs fans are calling me going, I think you guys got this game. We can't stop anything. And I'm like, ugh. And
Tom,
they just jinxed it. And I'm like,
did you see the little,
say that, please.
Tom, did you see that little meter in the corner of the screen saying 49ers chances of winning? There's about 3 minutes left in the game. 90-something%.
Good God.
We had it. No. Suddenly, boom, an explosive play.
Yeah.
What?
But I didn't really like them celebrating the end zone.
That was stupid.
I mean, it's great you got a pick and all that. Just come on, man. The game's not over yet.
Keep playing, stay focused. Exactly. I'm surprised the coach didn't say something to him about that, too.
Yeah, I would have. But that's not why I'm a coach. Oh, speaking of coaches, did you know that Saleh is the first Muslim head coach in history?
Easy to believe that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And even if he wasn't, and even if it wasn't, if you did let them good old boys owners in the NFL know you were Muslim years ago, you weren't about to get hired. Whoa,
I
man.
know, God.
So America has advanced beyond that, at least.
And that travel ban, the Trump travel ban, it's like, give me a break.
Whoa.
Just because you're Muslim means you're a terrorist? Nope.
No.
Not even close. It's a religion about peace, is what it is.
I know the
That's
Quran.
how it was first.
That's nowhere in the Quran do you see those radicals. They wrote their own Quran. Never mind. You know what?
Exactly.
Here's the thing. Robert Saleh is a good coach, and they should look. You look at that first, and then anything after that. If you got a problem with it, then you're not really trying to get. You're not trying to help your team out. So it's. I wish him well. Hey, Tom, I tell you what.
He's going to turn the Jets around.
Probably.
Definitely going to.
I hope he does, actually. Because, Saleh's such a cool dude. Anyway.
He is.
Hey, Tom, I'll see you tomorrow because I can't stay away from football all weekend. Tom, we're not going to get, pretty soon we're not going to have any football. So, you know what?
I know,
tomorrow,
definitely.
And Browns versus Chiefs, I'll see you then, and then we'll get together after the game.
I'm calling the upset right now.
I tell you, somebody said 10-point spread? No way.
No way.
All right.
All right. Well, I'll let
you
you go. You got stuff to do.
All right. Good night, man.
Right.
Enjoy that Bills game.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah, you too. Bye.
Thanks. Jesus.
Ronbo, what's up, you goat?
Jesus, somebody just gave you a shout out. Who was that that gave Jesus a shout out? They said to
My
say
boy
hi.
Tommy H.
Yeah, that's right. He's the first guy. Yo.
Yeah.
Well, Jesus, we're concerned about the Robert Saleh. What players can say? Yeah, I'm rolling with Rob. I'm rolling with Robbie, man. I'll see you later, 49ers. Appreciate everything you did. Whoa, Jason, come here, man. Let me holler at you in a minute. What are you talking about? Because everybody's afraid of who he's going to take. He's going to take some of our primetime players. Although, from what James says, they don't have a whole lot of money. They got a lot of free agents, too. Hey, Susan, what are you thinking, man? What's going to be the impact from Robert Saleh? And talk about them 10 draft picks while you're here.
All right, man. Real quick. I'd like to give a shout out to my boy Eddie E, my brother, my homie Jay Anderson, my homie Tommy H, my homie Chad Garrison, my homie Memo, and everybody in the chat, my boy Jason and J Run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have to give a shout out to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Everybody gets a shout out, my bad, you know what I'm saying? I'm on the clock.
Wait, let me give a quick shout out too, because Miss Cynthia always comes in and I see my name in lunch. Cynthia gets in, she's way out on the East Coast. She doesn't get in with us all the time. Cyn, I see you. I meant to stay the day I saw you. Hey. All right. Go ahead.
Hell yeah. And most importantly, giving a shout out to my boy Ronbo.
Thanks, Jesus, man. You're my hero, man. I didn't. You know what, Jesus? So I noticed you were having battles with some of our homies. I didn't know that. I thought you were just working the invaders, and I was amused by that. So I'm not taking any sides. But I'm saying you don't beat up on our homies so hard.
It's so hard, bro, because they don't know shit about the game.
Okay, that's all I was saying. You guys carry on. Anyway.
What's up, Ray Jr.? It's Jesus, not Jose. But Robert Saleh is definitely going to take the pieces that the 49ers do not want to sign or don't feel like they need to sign. So say if we don't keep Ronald Blair, I don't see
he
him.
takes Ronnie so quick.
He'll probably
he loves
go over
that
there.
dude. Yeah.
Solomon Thomas too. Hey, Solomon Thomas will be on the cheap contract, man. Hey, he hasn't really done anything.
But wait, Jesus, let me ask you a question about that though. If you, Jesus, you're on your way, you're telling us all goodbye. So, hey guys, I'm the man in New York, man. I mean, I love you guys, man, and we get together, every day. But you get to New York, and the first thing I hear is like, would you start working? Like you're saying, are you going to be the nice guy? Am I going to be nice to the 49ers who gave me my opportunity? Or do it now? I get into dog eat dog, man. This is all business, y'all. I mean, what do you think he's going to do?
Business, man.
Yeah.
If this wasn't a business, I would have had Robert Saleh would have stayed.
Yeah. Come to think of it, that's a good point.
If it didn't come down to the business, everyone plays to try to become a head coach or some type of offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. But Robert Saleh, he can't move up on this team to be head coach when we have Kyle Shanahan. It was all business. If Robert Saleh if this wasn't a business, Robert Saleh would have most likely had stayed and probably take more money. I don't know. I don't know what. I don't know what's said behind closed doors. We don't know that either.
That's true.
But our picks. I'm so. Go ahead, Ronbo. Sorry.
I was going to say, I think every coach's prerogative, if you can, is to climb the ladder to the top, and head coach is it, right? So that way, you go down in history if you can do a good job as a head coach. So, because nobody remembers any DCs or OCs in history, right? It's always about the head coach.
Almost definitely.
Yeah.
It's funny because I don't know if you remember. I think Mike Singletary was our defensive coordinator when he took Mike Nolan's spot.
Mm-hmm. I remember
and,
that. I was so excited.
Mike Singletary didn't do so good, but he did draft our pieces. Some of our pieces to the team, and brought in some of those good pieces. Dante Whitner and Terrell Brown, and I believe Carlos Rogers he brought in.
Yeah, Singletary was never, Singletary was never DC. He came in as an 8C, right? You know what? I think we all wanted him to leave. I mean, after he left, we all wanted him back as a DC.
Who, Mike Singletary?
Yeah. Because he was such a fiery, get in your face dude. Man. He had to be scary to some of them dudes, though. Can you imagine coming out of college and Mike Singletary's in your face? Ooh, damn. Okay, coach.
Yo,
gotcha.
Mike Singletary was a dog, man. He didn't care about his but Mike Singletary didn't care, man. Mike Singletary told it like it is. I want winners, damn it.
Mm-hmm. And Vernon Davis, boy, he helped Vernon Davis. He basically told Vernon Davis, be a man, boy. It pretty much came down to that.
He benched him during the game, right?
I know. Whoa. Woo! So, but that's the kind of competitor he always was, He's one of the monsters of the Midway back in the day. So, this is all the kind of football he knows.
Man, Mike Singletary played that football once football, man. Not the little peewee stuff that we got in today's time when you can't even tackle a quarterback.
Mm-hmm. That's what we was trying to tell that dude during the game that came over here from the Patriots fan base. Man, Tom Brady's the greatest of all time, man. Joe Montana looks up to him. Say what? What? Look, but Tom's the greatest of his era. Okay?
I would never say in my life, man. I would never say in my life that Tom Brady's better than Joe Montana. Due to the fact that how much that Patriots organization has cheated. We don't know how much they got away with. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
If they can't get stopped for one cheating,
good point.
Who's going to stop them?
We only seen what they got caught in. If was it Belichick the one who says if you're not cheating, you're not trying to win? See, this is the thing. We don't know what else they were doing besides what they got caught in. So you're right about that too. And another thing, Brady could be the best of his era, but Brady back in the day when Joe was picking himself up and they was patching him back together to halftime with duct tape and glue, that was two different eras. Now, that was when you got hurt playing quarterback, and half the quarterbacks in the league every year went down. So, no.
Rumble, if Joe Montana was to play in today's time, with Jerry Rice in today's time.
Jerry said the same thing. Bump and run and all that stuff off the line.
You know how much Joe Montana would have played for?
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? We got to blame the Jets. We got to blame the Giants and Vikings for that.
Ooh.
Real talk, man. There's defenses in the 80s and early 90s put the wear and tear on Joe Montana, and he still won 4 Super Bowls as a 49er without any cheating.
And Jerry
I don't want to hear that bullshit that the Patriots say that Tom Brady's the GOAT when I know that fool got caught for Deflategate, Spygate, and all these other gates.
that's millennials talking. They don't understand, man. This is like two different worlds, man. You guys,
bro, I'm 26 years old, man.
The ones that appreciate, I'm one of the ones that would appreciate Brady the most. Yeah, they came in right around that time, and Brady was raging since 2000, right? So that's the only thing they know. I said, y'all don't understand. And you look back in time and checked it out. See, this is what I'm saying. These guys, that dude who came in today, he's probably 22, maybe. I'm guessing from the way he was talking.
Right. Man, yeah, dude, the Patriots, hey, man, the Patriots, I'm not going to lie, yeah, did they win 6 rings? I want to know how much of those were actually really legit.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? I figure like it is, you know, like the Chiefs, you know, they got Patrick Mahomes, you know, he's selling now too, so he's gonna be protected because without him, the Chiefs will suck. We all know that. You know, you saw what happened when Mahomes went down.
Hey, so we got to go, but you know what? It's a business now, unlike the magnitude of the NFL now is we need to have a face. We need to protect these quarterbacks. These guys are the guys who put butts in the seats. If you hit him again like that, we will find you, your mama, your coach, your future children. Don't you ever hit that quarterback that hard again. You know, that's what's got in the NFL, you know? So, you know, it's just...
Put him on timeout.
You know?
Ronbo, my brother, thank you very much, man, for having me on the call, man. It's an honor, brother.
Thanks, fam.
All right, man. Shout out to the faithful.
All right. And Jesus, he's 49 Empire. If you see him, if he's working you in the chat, that's Jesus. Jesus, have a great day, fam.
Adios, my brother.
Hey, adios. Hey, Nigel.
What's up, Ronbo?
I know, Nigel, man. We're just sitting here thinking about the impact that Robert Saleh's going to have on us. Now that Robert's booking, and who can we look forward to leaving? And everybody's worried. The biggest concerns is Verrett and K-Wad.
Yeah.
And everybody else, we're prepared. Okay, like Coach Yak said, you could take Kerry Hyder, you could take Kwaski T, you could take Ronnie B, you could take Sherm, but you will not take Verrett and KK. Don't do it. Sherm come rolling in. Yo, LMAO, brah. KK is from Patterson, New Jersey. Oh, come on, Sherm. Don't break
I saw that article where I saw where Sherm was talking like he's like, yeah, they could leave if they want to, and I'm like, oh, they could, but I mean, at the end of the day, I think that Robert Saleh, he's probably going to end up taking some guys from us. I was worried about him trying to take some coaches from us because players is one thing, but at least we need some type of continuity with the coaches or with the team, and that would be with the coaches. If we can, you know, as far as being able to help, what we can help is keeping those coaches. But Robert Saleh, he was a good coach. He did a lot of improving, I feel like, when he was with us. There was a lot of moments when he was, you know, those first couple of years before we went to the Super Bowl where honestly I was like, man, this guy is like, he doesn't know how to adjust the defense. I was really questioning him. He really did do his thing though. When we went to the Super Bowl and this past year, he showed a lot of improvements on calling his defense and helping players develop. And so I have a lot of respect for him. I'm not totally worried about him leaving. I don't think it's going to destroy our defense. I like the promotion of D'Amico coming up because he was a really good linebacker, and he was over the linebacking crew the past few years, and I mean that was probably, besides our defensive line, you know, those linebackers, they've really been developed well. So I'm not worried about him.
He's moving up. Yeah.
Yeah, he's done a good job with he knows what he's doing back there, basically. He'll be able to call the defense fairly well, so I'm not worried about him. I kind of laugh at the Mike McDaniel's coming up because, like, I was hearing you guys talk about him a little bit earlier. He's kind of there just by, I guess, by committee, I guess you would say. just to have somebody there.
Yeah, you know, and get a new title and a pay raise due to the grade. So yeah, you know, because I said, you know, nobody's going to stop Shanahan from calling the plays. That's what he does. So.
Yeah, for sure. And there was some stuff that I had heard you say in the past, and I have to agree with it. And now now that with these promotions, it's kind of coming to light a little bit more with, you know, just the way he plays with Jimmy G and all of his quarterbacks, honestly. Yeah. He likes to have Kyle likes to have total control of what's going on in the game. And with these promotions, if you'll notice, all of the guys are kind of his age or younger. It's not like he doesn't really have these really experienced older coaches coming in to give him a hand because I feel like he wants that control. He wants to be the guy to be looked up to, and so I have to agree with you there on that, especially with him coaching the quarterbacks and their development. So a little bit of the blame has to go on him on when we talk about Jimmy G and even our backups too. So I'm one of the guys that's kind of like, would I mind an upgrade at quarterback? No. But do I feel like that's absolutely necessary? No, I don't. But I just I want to see. I don't know. I feel like Kyle also has to start looking in the mirror a little bit at his play calling, and especially in the fourth quarter of close games, man. Like he really needs to start looking at the way he's calling games, and maybe Mike McDaniels will, buck up a little bit now. He's got this new position and be like, hey, man, I've been in charge of the run game, and look at where it's
look how that is. Yes, so he's got to listen. I agree.
Yeah. So,
and that's probably why I called him up. He probably confides in him like that, like you're saying.
Right. Yeah. So I like that hire. I like the hires, and it's coming more to light about Shanahan and how he likes to be in charge of the team, and that's totally fine. At the end of the day, you are the head coach, and you're going to be responsible for what goes on out there on the field. So if he feels like, hey, I want guys that are basically going to fall into line with what I say, that's fine. But also remember, Kyle, we're going to hold you accountable.
And it's true. And Nigel, if he wants a veteran presence above his, he's going to go to his dad. So that's why another reason why, as far as having those old guys running around him, he doesn't need that. He's got his dad who knows more than any old guy is going to bring in, right? So that's why when you see Shanahan wanting complete control of things, his dad, that's probably a rub off from him. Mike's probably the same way. You do what I say and we'll be fine. If you don't do what I say, then there's going to be, there's going to be problems, especially if you screw up. So, Kyle wants guys who can think on their own and go off schedule, but you guys stay within the system. And that's pretty much, I remember him saying that. He liked that about Jimmy when he first came. In that 2017 year, he says Jimmy was going off schedule a little bit, but he succeeded in it, and he appreciated that, and he's always wanted a quarterback that could think like that. Well, now Jimmy had to go through the learning curve of learning his system. That's why I think Jimmy must be by now on the verge of being able to manipulate within Kyle Shanahan's system. I see that possibly coming now.
Yeah, and the other thing I was going to say is do you know C.J. Beathard? Do we have any idea of how much money he would take to come back, or are we just kind of at the point now where he's pretty much going to be gone? Because I feel like the last couple of games that we threw him in there, I mean, I don't know, it just might have been the last couple of games of a kind of a lost season for us, but
he was playing loose.
For him,
playing very
he was
confident. Yeah.
He gave us a couple of more options out there, and I think that I don't want to see Nick back. I'm sorry, I feel bad for the guy saying that, but I don't want to see him back. If anybody comes back, I think
Kyle likes CJ. Yeah. So you may see Kyle likes him a lot, and Kyle does not. I can tell he's not crazy about training people. Remember, Kyle came to us with Brian Hoyer, and we were wondering what. Well, Kyle's got history with him. That's why Okay, and we drafted CJ to train, but Brian fell through. Yeah.
So because CJ's been in the system now for like 4 years now, and
the whole time.
I feel he's still kind of young, 26 years old. As a backup, I think that if we're going to keep Jimmy G, which it looks like that's what we're going to do, that continuity in the quarterback room would help out, and then maybe go with a rookie in the later rounds for like the third string backup, and then we can maybe do something like that. But
Nigel, you and I are on the same page. Let's see you tomorrow, as we're going to be back to watch the Chiefs. If the Chiefs lose tomorrow, talk about a big celebration day, because that's going to be interesting. I don't know that they can actually just run over the Browns. The Steelers got their hat handed to them, and that was due to that bone-crushing defense and that running game. The Browns got a serious run game now, which is making Baker Mayfield's job a lot easier. Well, we'll see. All right, but I'll see them all. And Mark Lamar says, Mark, thanks for the contribution. Can we leave the Brady versus Joe talk in 2020? You know, Mark, the reason that got started is because we had a dude in here during the game was just raging on 49ers. Oh, he was just raging on us. So we was all over his butt, too. 225, hello. Area code 225. It says L.A. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. And who is this?
Oh, this is Warren.
Warren. Hey, Warren. What's up?
Yeah. What's going on? Not bad. My bad.
Oh yeah. Warren, we're sitting there, man, looking at Robert Saleh, the afterburn, and as Robert's taking off, zooming into the orbit to go land in New York, we're wondering who's he going to take with him, and Sherm is running around on social media talking trash about, man, and Sherm, the thing is about Sherm, he ain't even grateful that the 49ers signed him. Man, y'all can't talk about who can't go nowhere. Sherm going after the fans. I said, Sherm, what are you doing? Sherm said, because the dude mentioned Sherm. He said, yeah, man, they can take Kwaski T, they can take Kerry Hyder, they can take this person, that person, and they can take Sherm. Sherm saw his name, and I guess he took exception to it. But they cannot have Verrett, and they cannot have K'Wan Williams. Sherm jumped on the LMA. Oh, man, do you know KK is from Patterson, New Jersey? Sherm, man, you ain't got to get involved in this conversation. Oh. So, we're worried about who Sal's going to take. And Verrett, who's the top of your list you don't want Sal to take?
Well, I look at it like this. He well deserve a head coaching job.
Yeah.
And, I see a few players going his way.
Mm.
But Sherman go to New York. He need a veteran in that secondary.
I believe you, Warren. I'm telling you. Warren, I just realized it's Warren. Warren, you changed. Okay, that's okay. You're still in Louisiana. But I do see that, too. Yeah. I see him going with Saleh. And he wants KK to go with him, too.
I don't know about Ward, though. I slide cornerback. Cool. I don't know about him. He need to stay.
Verrett, I know.
Yeah.
And Verrett needs to appreciate the fact that the 49ers didn't give up on him and believed in him and made it possible. But I tell you, Warren, he's got to get paid. Do you know he was one of the top cornerbacks in the NFL last year?
He deserved to get it back.
I don't know if we got enough money to pay him what he is worth. We'll see, though. The 49ers may have some plans that we don't know nothing about. Because they don't even seem...
They're very secretive.
They seem very relaxed, too.
Well, I tell you, Ronbo, I got an idea. They need to fire the quarterback coach. Our quarterback coach, because all three quarterbacks they didn't progress, and then they need to fire the offensive line coach. The offensive line didn't progress either.
They had so many players switching in and out, though, Warren. I feel sorry for the offensive
line. I understand But I'm just saying, you need to bring Joe Steller back for be assistant offensive line coach.
And he's been talking about it. Joe says he just doesn't know the first thing about how he'd act as a coach. But he said he's learning. He's willing to learn. So we're going to see. Joe didn't have to. Joe, all you had to do is talk about what you know. That'd be fine. I don't know what the big deal is.
The offense.
Yeah. And that was what his problem was when Shanahan first came. He thought it was pretty difficult. So if you can help a young lineman, you may pave the way for him to learn a little faster, too.
Right.
So we'll see.
And if Kyle Shanahan wanted to bring in Jeff Garcia as a quarterback coach, I think he'd be a good one for us.
And Jeff's been wanting to do that for years. They wouldn't take him seriously years ago. This is way back. Tom Sula was coach, and he was talking about he'd like to come in and help Cap out. And I remember when Chip Kelly was there, he was talking about how he was hoping he could get at least a conversation from the 49ers about coaching. They never would take him seriously.
I think. Well, he be talking on podcast, but I think he be sounding so serious. Man, he could be a good quarterback coach. He need to help our quarterbacks out real.
Yeah. Oh, Jeff, I think he'd be great. You know, a lot of the 49er greats. I wish Jerry Rice would come in every now and then and just consult. You know, I mean, Jerry's so busy being Mr. Social, but Jerry could come in and spend a few minutes, maybe a week here, a week there, and talk to our wide receiver group. You know.
Right. Cause we got a line, we got Hall of Fame right down the hall.
Mm-hmm.
We got plenty of phone numbers, everything.
And all the 49er greats. And I know Joe doesn't have time, but actually, number 8. I mean, Steve could come in and talk. Steve's always talking about Jimmy. Well, Steve, chat him up, talk to him. You know, give him some of that Steve-ism. Come on, man. So you know. Maybe the 49ers don't allow it. I don't know. So we'll
think
find
they should.
Out. Yeah, they should. They said they lift the door open for the 49er legends to come in anytime they like to. So I guess, but you know, our guys are busy doing everything. But Jerry's a party animal. You can tell, even still.
But if I was Jimmy G,
yeah,
he might know. He know the offense, but he feel like he just. What should I do if somebody's covering and somebody cover right here? What should I do? Ain't pressure got pressure.
Yeah, him and Kyle. But him and Kyle look at film all the time. I don't know. Jimmy does a good job. You know what? Jimmy, the majority of the time, is doing a good job. But when he does make a mistake, it can be devastating at times. You look at Jimmy G when he throws an INT. Nobody comes back with a vengeance on the next series harder than G. G throws an INT. He's got an ego, I can tell. He'll come back on that next series and cut a team up like a surgeon quickly. I said, well, G, if you got mad now, why don't you stay mad all game long, and then you wouldn't have to throw that INT and come back all pissed off, and now you can play. Play the whole time. Warren, that's why I believe in this kid. I think it's a matter of reps in a matter of time. Because like I say, when he makes a mistake, he comes back and all of a sudden he's like, I mean, the dude is scary. He doesn't miss nothing. Throwing in the window 6 inches wide and hitting his targets. I said, you know, now I guess he's upset because I'm Jimmy G. They can't do this to me.
I think he need to have fun, though. I think he need to have fun.
Yeah.
Instead of all that stuff clog up his brain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The plays. Just, like when he first came there, he didn't know the playbook. He just needed to go out there and have fun.
Yeah. He was doing the rehearsed plays. They had a few of them, and he was still that.
I understand. Yeah, but he just need to go out there and have fun. I do think we need to go out there to draft a quarterback, though.
Everybody does.
We need
even I agree.
You need somebody bringing pressure under Jimmy G. That's all I say.
I agree. And if they're going to draft somebody, don't get anybody. Grab somebody who can put pressure on him and challenge him as early as next year. That's what I want to see. That's going to make him better. That's going to make our backup better. If Jimmy gets hurt, the backup come in, we don't lose a step. That's what they should be thinking about doing if you're going to stay with G. Warren, as always, Warren, I talked to you in such a long time. Hey, you get a chance. I'll be back tomorrow. Okay. Hey, George.
Hey, Ronbo.
George.
What's up, man?
I mean, we're sitting here like, after we get through laughing at the Rams. Can't laugh too hard. The Rams did have a lot of heart tonight. I actually felt something when I saw Aaron Donald crying on the side. I kind of felt sorry for him because he couldn't play, and he wanted to. But anyway, our thing is, it's all about the effect that we're going to have to deal with, and what are you expecting? Who's leaving with Saleh? And you got 10 draft picks this year. How are you gonna do? Strategically, you got a plan?
Well, for sure. I mean, whoever we don't sign, Saleh's gonna take because it's only gonna transfer over to what they're gonna plan to do.
Will Saleh try to leapfrog us on any players? I mean, if I'm him, I'd go after K1.
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, it's if you really think about it, why do you think what's his name, the number 1 draft pick, doesn't want to go to the Jets because they know that it's no Super Bowls in the near future, right? So
Right,
I mean,
good.
K1 would ask himself, do I want to go to a Super Bowl or do I just want to get paid money?
Yes. I hope they think like that.
So
That goes for Verrett too.
yeah. But yeah, I wanted to add on to Jesus because he had valid points on the Brady thing. I'm the one that during the game I commented that Brady gets, if he was in Montana's era, I was like, you can't even breathe on him because you get flagged or kicked out.
Yep.
That was me on the chat.
What
But I
name
wanted
you
to
on the
add
chat?
to this, it's Jorge. You always call
I
me
saw
George,
you.
but
I
that's
saw
cool.
you.
I came in as George, so it's cool. But what I wanted to add to the Brady thing is Brady can't carry the team. Do you remember when the Patriots played the Eagles in the Super Bowl? That's the year that we got Jimmy. We called in to get Brady. Belichick didn't want to do it, right? But instead, after thinking about it, then he decided, you know what? Actually, I want to keep Garoppolo, and I'll trade Brady. But then Kraft put the block on that.
Yep.
He said, no, you're not trading my child, right? So then,
basically, yes.
yeah. So then that's the same year that they went to the Super Bowl, and there's a YouTube video on. If you go look at it, that's the day that Belichick sat down. I believe it was Butler. He sat down one of them. That dude started crying because he got fat, right? And
Butler, that's right.
he let Brady try to let's see if you can win a Super Bowl, and he couldn't. They lost. So that's my point on that. One thing I also wanted to say was I honestly think that Joseph Smiley, all these dudes in the chat are low-key those 49er fans who hate Jimmy G. Because because of the algorithm of the YouTube,
Yeah.
I ended up on a Seahawks page, right?
Yeah.
I was there, and I'm on the chat, and I'm like waiting to see Joseph Smiley and all these dudes, all
You
these
make it
guys,
right on
right?
the name.
None of them showed up. So I started thinking to myself, I was like, wait a minute, this could be all the callers that call in really pissed off, and I won't say any names. We know who they are.
Yeah.
We listen to Ronbo all the time. So I was like, okay, that's gonna be them. That's the way I see it. But what made me laugh is that when I went to this Seahawks one, they were talking about trading Metcalf because he's a little baby and whatnot, and they were talking about trading Russell Wilson.
I knew it. You can't
I
go
was
to
like,
the
man.
playoffs every year and lose. Every year, every year.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I thought that was hilarious, man. But yeah, man. I mean, the thing about it is what I like about this whole personnel, people leaving, people getting bumped up. That's pretty cool, That's, I mean, it secures you a job, and I mean, just like Shanahan brought all these guys in, he's going to bring others that actually fit the system and actually, do right. So
that's Shanahan.
I'm not worried about that, man. Like I said, we've been through terrible years, and if you're a true Niner fan, I mean, we've been through terrible years. So these aren't the worst. These are like the best, like the best feeling worst years, you could say, because you at least see some beautiful football being played.
Oh yeah.
And
you
in
can
some
trust,
games.
And even though people talk about him on occasion, you can trust Shannon and Lynch. I really do. Even though you question them, but you're not going to get any coaches or GM that you're not going to question ever. I like them. I think they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're football guys. This is really important, because they make decisions that other people won't make, especially administrators.
So I think we'll be fine. The whole Deshaun Watson, we're going to just dump that. It's not going to happen. I mean, something I do agree with Niner Mike is if we're going to go that route of giving a few first-round draft picks or trying to do some blockbuster trade, I'd do it for Aaron Rodgers, dude.
If Aaron Rodgers doesn't make it to the Super Bowl, if they get beaten next week, I wonder if the conversation will start about Aaron Rodgers. Well, we'll see. I can see that because there's no patience anymore for quarterbacks. So they might.
Yeah, exactly.
You got 10 picks though. Where are you going with that, George? Because
let's be real, man. Like the draft is after the free agency, right?
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, like, I personally wouldn't sign Trent Williams. I know he's a Pro Bowl. I know he's this and that, and he's coming off an off season.
Yeah.
But let me tell you this: you know how we gave McGlinchey so much grief because he sucks, right?
Yeah.
In people's eyes.
Yeah.
I watched the tape, and I also saw Trent Williams, and he got beat a lot. But obviously, McGlinchey's hit came faster than his. That's why we wouldn't talk about it, you know? So I saw a lot of that. So what I would do is sign him and then trade him. You know, that's a valuable piece. Like, I mean, all these people that call in, they all play Madden, right? So in Madden, there's times where you trade in multiple players and then a first-round pick, and that equals up what should work. So
yeah, but Jorge, what do you do about your left tackle? Who's going to play that spot?
Did you see the new guy we signed?
Yeah,
He's,
I saw him.
6'9". 6'9". He's pretty decent. I know he started off as an edge rusher, but they've been using him as left tackle lately. I mean, offensive tackle.
Okay, we'll see what that develops because I saw the name. I didn't know anything about him. Hey, we're gonna go. Let me see tomorrow if you get a chance.
Which one, man?
All right,
oh yeah. After the Browns win that game,
exactly. I'm gonna lose my mind if they do. All right, fam.
I mean, we already saw everybody leave. We saw Seahawks gone. We saw the Rams gone. Now tomorrow the Chiefs, man. Awesome. And then whoever wins it after that, whatever, it doesn't matter to us.
All right, man. Have a good night,
man. Have a good one, Ronbo.
You too.
All right, later.
Later. Hey, Tony.
Aloha, Ronbo. How you doing, man?
Tony, man, I'm doing okay, man. Now that we've finally got closure on the NFC West, I'm just delighted.
Yeah. You know what? The 49ers fans called it. It was great to watch the Rams beat up the Seahawks, and then Aaron Donald hurt himself. And without the best player in the NFL, it turns out the
there was
Rams
no chance.
Can't do anything, even with Jalen Ramsey and everything. So I'm satisfied this year that the NFC West, who beat up on each other all season long, is there's not going to be an NFC West Super Bowl champion. So that's when it's not us,
that's
that's fine.
If it's not going to be us, that's fine. Yeah, I tell you what's so funny about the way we're talking. I remember that a few years ago, Sucks saying, "Oh man, you 49er fans, man, you guys suck, man. You should support your division." What do you mean support our division?
Okay, look. Okay. The team I like to hate most is the Dallas Cowboys. The team I like to hate second, I got to be honest, as a former Los Angelino, is the Los Angeles Rams. And number three is the Hawks. And the only reason why the Hawks is because they've only been in the NFC West for 10 years, something like that. So
talking major trash at all times. This is the thing. But from that conversation I just heard, I was pretty amused to hear that people are already had enough of DK Metcalf and his divitude. And also, pretty much Russell Wilson, I think Russell Wilson's hit his ceiling as well. I thought he did that last 2 years ago. So,
two things, right? So, first of all, if the Seahawks fans don't like DK Metcalf, we'll take him. Seriously, straight up, we'll take him.
I wanted him in the first place.
Yeah, yes. Well, I think we all did. I mean, especially... Seeing as how Jalen Hurd hasn't exactly worked out for us, it would have been a lot better for us to have DK, who is just a freak athlete. I don't care that he can't run a 3-cone drill or what, you know what I mean? Like that
Kyle
guy
shouldn't have either. God.
Yeah, exactly. Something else. DK's a pretty good run blocker for a wide receiver. He's got some mass. He can knock people back.
I was going to say.
Yeah,
that's strong.
So it's kind of amazing that the Seahawks can't use him better and get more runs going, which is, I guess, why they're sniffing around some former 49ers people to try to go up there and be that Seahawks offensive coordinator or something.
I thought they already hired one.
Oh, did they? Okay, cool. Well, good for them.
I saw one mentioned. I forgot his name and where he's from, but I think they did.
Okay.
But anyway.
Well, and Russell, if you want to talk about Russell, Russell Wilson's a magic man. He is, top 3 quarterback in the league.
In that offense. Yeah.
But he is that offense. I mean, they have DK now, right? But year in and year out, he's the only reason why he can win 9 games just by himself. But, just like what we're going to see with Deshaun Watson next year, he gets paid a lot of money. And I know there's a school of 49ers fans out there who honestly think quarterbacks are a little overpaid in this league. And we've entered the years for Russell Wilson where I think unfortunately, he's overpaid, and it's causing them to not be able to go and pursue the players that they need to not be a one and done playoff team like they have been the past few seasons. So and I worry about us being that way if we were to go out there and trade for Deshaun Watson. That's the main reason why I'm personally against the Watson trade is I know he's only $15 million against the cap next year, but then after that it's like 40
bigger and
$40
bigger.
million.
Yes.
Yeah, we if we were to get Deshaun Watson and he doesn't renegotiate his contract, and why would he renegotiate that contract? We would be screwed after going into 20. Well, not screwed, but we'd be a one and done playoff team for the next 5 years. And I don't know about you. Well, I mean, we are a privileged franchise. We have 5 Super Bowls, but we're trying to win 6, 7, 8, set that record for the most amount of Super Bowls of all the franchises. And that's not going to happen long-term, I think, with Deshaun Watson, no matter how good he is, given his current contract. But, that's neither here nor there. Someone else is going to get him, I think. So,
Yeah, I know. We're number 3 on the list only because of the other teams probably, I don't know how they calculate that, but, But Tony, real quick, because we got 2 or 3 minutes. You want to talk some Niners, though?
Sure.
I mean, as far as the Robert Saleh effect on the team going forward, and maybe hit upon the draft picks and how you go about handling that. I know you got a lot to say on that, but go ahead.
Yeah. So K1 Williams is the one that I'm most worried about leaving with Robert Saleh, especially because Robert Saleh knows how to use him. And watching the back half of the season, Robert Saleh could pull those nickel blitzes out exactly at the appropriate time. And he was in sync with K1, and especially going up against those mobile quarterbacks. And also looking at the fact that Saleh's in the AFC East now, he's got to play Josh Allen twice. And I think he got a chance to play him once this year. And it was after that Josh Allen game against the Bills where Saleh really began coming out strong with those nickel blitzes. So I can see him really targeting K1 in free agency to go over to play the Jets. Because again, they got to stop Josh Allen now twice a year. So there's that. If you want to talk draft stuff, we have 10 picks going into there now. The name of the game is acquire as many as possible. I think we shouldn't be afraid to let too many of our players walk just because the salary cap is going to be such a way this season that we should be looking to enrich the team through more draft picks. So at number 12, unless someone like Penei Sewell drops to number 5 or number 6, we shouldn't be thinking about trading up. The only player I'd want to trade up for is Penei Sewell. If anybody else isn't there, we should look to trade down into the back half of the first round and pick up as many picks as we can in this draft. And I honestly think because we're keeping Peters and we're keeping Mayhew, we're going to have a good year scouting. We've always been able to scout for the past 4 or 5 years those late round draft picks, and we should be trying to acquire as many people this year because there wasn't a college football season, and because of that, we're gonna rely upon the strength of the individual scouting departments to see who's the next George Kittle, who's the next Dre Greenlaw. So I say
and they're gonna make
trade
blind
down
judgment calls. That's a good point. Yes.
Yep. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, and I mean, who knows what happens, but I want us to hold on and restock the shelves with this 2021 draft because we need to. We really, really need to, and we're going to lose people. So, and that's kind of what's up.
Tony, as usual, I mean, it was just perfect. I mean, it was all comprehensive. It made nothing but sense. I'm impressed, as usual.
Shaka, bro. Always good to talk to you, Ronbo. We'll talk soon, okay?
Same here, all right, looking forward to tomorrow if you get a chance. All right,
I'll do my best. Aloha.
Hey, aloha. Tony. All right. Santana.
What's up, Ronbo? How you doing?
Santana doing all right, man. Because as a matter of fact, it's like nobody's going in the NFC West, so they can't say next year. 49ers, man, we own not only do we own the division, but we own, you own a whooping that you got, and we don't have to want to hear it. It's important. Some dudes be talking major trash. Because Santana, honestly, I never go looking for Hawks fans on any of their websites. Rams fans on their website, you'll never catch me over there. Unless on Instagram, if somebody just passed by on my feed, I may say something. But I'm not hunting these dudes down to go talk trash. So when I see him in our chat, man, what is he doing? I take it personally, so.
Bro, Ronbo, I mean, these guys need to be honest with themselves. These Seahawks fans, these Rams fans, these Packers fans, all these dudes. If the Niners would have been healthy this year,
they can't take it.
There's no these guys. We would have been in the playoffs right now. So
they'll never admit it.
There's no doubt about that. But what's it called? Like I said, we would have been healthy. We would have been there. And because there were some teams that had no business being in the playoffs. In the NFC, but injury struck our team, and yeah, Hawks is definitely one of them. And injuries, took over this season, and we came up really short, But even with all these injuries, Ronbo, we didn't have. Obviously, it's a bad record, but it's not. If you put the injuries that took place and stuff like that, it wasn't really a bad outcome. I feel like other teams would have been 0 and 13 or whatever, 14, 16. So.
And we came close.
So,
a couple of games we lost unnecessarily too. So you're right. We could have been 8-8.
Exactly. Yeah, we could have, and with all these injuries. So that just kind of proved what good of a team we had, and we had depth, And I said, like I said, we would have been healthy. We would have definitely been in playoffs, But I kind of agree with the last caller, Rumble, about the offensive tackle. What's it called? The Penny Sewell, I think that's his name. If he falls, if he falls like around six or fifth or sixth, we should trade up,
I mean,
because that could be your franchise tackle for this.
In a heartbeat. He's top 6 easily.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because you can't find,
he's a beast.
Just like that dude who went over to Indiana when he came out. Him and our tackle came out the same year. From Notre Dame. Boy.
Yeah.
Dude, pancake clowning in a playoff game. I said, what? I ain't never seen nobody pancake clowning. Oh, my God.
Yeah, no, definitely. And not only that, Rumble, but another thing, too, we're not able to get him. We definitely need to trade down. I think that's the right thing for us to do, I mean, it'd be nice to get Deshaun Watson, but I think that's not healthy for the team for the future, long term. And so for me, what I would do is either be able to trade for a offensive tackle like that, or trade down, get more picks. I'd go with if we were to trade down, Rumble, I'd get the next best edge on the draft, and then with my first pick, because that's what I want. I want an edge to play Steve Ford.
Yeah,
and I think Nick Bosa has 2 torn ACLs on. He's already had 2 torn ACLs, I think, on both knees. So I don't know how healthy.
How many times did you do that?
We don't know, Rombo.
I don't.
So like I don't want to say he's going to be injury prone or anything like that, but we don't know what we're gonna get from Nick Bosa. And I'd just rather be safe than be sorry.
Yeah.
So that's what I would do, and then second pick come around. If we can get, like I said, get extra picks, I say, obviously trade, draft either if Mac Jones is there or Kyle Trask is there, get a quarterback, have him sit down behind Jimmy G, and then, later on in the third, fourth, we can get something to address the tackle, the O-line a little bit more, So I feel like that'd be a good plan, but we'll see what would happen. I mean, don't forget, Rombo. We have Rosen, and then like I said, we pick up another guy in the draft, another quarterback like Mac Jones and Trask. That's now we have a good quarterback room, Rombo. It's not great, but it's good. It's
all
better than
rounds.
CJ and Mullins. Yes, exactly. So that's a big move. That's a big plus in the quarterback room, and so maybe that too will light up fire underneath Jimmy G, to perform a lot better and be out in the field,
Keep the pressure on him, so it's iron sharpens iron. If Jimmy is concerned about losing his job, maybe he does pull a rabbit out of the hat and go a step further. Although I don't think he's lagging, but I mean, or just holding back. But unconsciously, if you feel somebody behind you, it gives you a push. And I like that idea.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and we don't know, Ronbo. We don't know how good Jimmy G's picking up the playbook. We don't know, you know what I'm saying? We don't. How about what about if he's still struggling to pick up the playbook, you know? Because sometimes I feel like his head is not in sync with his his body. So I feel like he struggles and makes dumb choices at times because he's thinking about the play. But maybe when he has the playbook down and he knows what players are supposed to be at a certain time, at certain points, and he can be able to read defenses and understands why Kyle Shanahan is calling that play, maybe that's going to turn the game a little better for him.
But the thing is, Nick Mullins, supposedly nobody knows other than Kyle Shanahan knows the playbook better than Nick. So, and Nick looked the same way. In Kyle's offense, it takes reps. It takes time.
Yes, it does.
And then finally things will come into focus. But there's going to be hiccups. And from what I can see in Kyle Shanahan's system, because as I said, Matt Ryan suffered miserably that first year with Kyle.
Yeah.
And that dude's a polished pro, right? So it's about reps and about time. You can understand it all day, but can you do it? And that's why it's a winning combination. And that's why I love it. A lot of coaches are going to go to Kyle's system. Because if you can get it, and you get all your players on the same page, it becomes devastating.
Yeah.
So
and Ronbo, I mean, obviously, people want a different quarterback, but who are we going to get? We're in no position of trading away or getting a guy off free agency that's going to be expensive. We're in no place. We're stuck with Jimmy G, and that's the truth. The best thing to do is
get him better.
Go for a quarterback in the draft. Get him better, or go for a quarterback in this draft and have him sit behind. Have a plan.
Remember, some guys are winners and some guys are losers. No matter what, Jimmy G is still a winner.
Yeah.
So that's what we'll see what he develops into. All right, Santana.
He finds ways to winning, man. Yeah, Ronbo.
I have him.
I'm a good talk, man. Good talk, man. You have a good night, man.
You too.
Hey, Ronbo, real quick, man. I've never asked for him, but can I get a 49er shout out, man?
Absolutely. Oh, no problem. Nana!
Oh, yes. Let's go, Ronbo. Let's go. Next year's our year, Ronbo. Next year's our year, bro.
Yes, it is.
Have a good night, man.
You too, fam. And also, 2021 has arrived. So I should have said, Santana, this year is our year. Ellis! Ellis.
Ronbo, just give me just a few, fam.
No problem.
I'm on my way back to the house.
No problem. All right.
I appreciate it.
Talk to you in a bit. And let's go check out Bill.
How's it going, Ronbo?
Bill, now that the Rams and all their entourage has left my chat, or our chat, it's a wonderful thing, Bill. I don't know why. A few of them are hanging out. They got a lot of nerve, but I can't get mad at them if they're not scared. I gotta appreciate that.
my friend, I want you to invest in some Tums.
Invest
for
in
a big con stomach ache. Some Tums. Something for a stomach ache. Because you're going to want to throw up after the Super Bowl.
You think so? How come? Chiefs?
Well, there's two things that people have leaked. Both of them I don't even like the scenario. One of them is Baltimore and Tampa Bay with Tom Brady winning his 7th ring, being the all-time GOAT of the whole era and better than San Francisco. The second one being Kansas City versus Green Bay with the Chiefs beating the Packers and Kansas City winning another Super Bowl. And either way, the Ravens was the original Browns. Are you aware of that?
No, I'd never thought about that.
When he said it was the Browns, it's either Cleveland or Baltimore going in, or Kansas City. One of those three is going to go in. So if the Ravens lose tonight, Kansas City's going to beat the Cleveland Browns and Kansas City's going to the Super Bowl. If the Ravens win tonight, Kansas City's still going to beat Baltimore, the Cleveland Browns, losing to the Baltimore Ravens. With Tampa Bay, I have a feeling that tomorrow's game with the Saints, quote this, the Saints are a better team than Tampa Bay. There's going to be a controversial call that's going to cause Tampa Bay to win that game.
I can see that. It's important that Tom Brady play in in their stadium and host. But you know what's really funny, Bill? We're talking this at the half approaching, 3-0 Buffalo. Well, I didn't know Buffalo could play that kind of defense. No wonder everybody's watching that game, ain't they?
Baltimore should be getting blown out, Ronbo. Baltimore should be getting blown out. The mistakes that are made in an original football game, Baltimore would be getting blown out by now.
See, that's why I always say, people always talk about Lamar Jackson Lamar needs to work on everybody knows he can run. Lamar needs to work on his quarterbacking skills. You know?
Here we go with this magical Jackson drive that he's going. Like I'm saying, bro, pay attention to that game a lot more closer. There's no way Baltimore should be beating the Bills. This game should be, big catch. Here comes a beautiful, beautiful catch. Okay, here we go. What I've been saying. Pay attention. Are you not entertained yet, Ronbo?
Yeah, no, I'm looking at the score, though. Baltimore's not doing anything. Buffalo's got 3 easy points.
Ronbo. 3 points.
And
3
that's
points.
it.
3. And they're about to tie it. But like I said, with the Cleveland, this is how it's going to go tomorrow. Cleveland's going to be beaten for the first half, be beating Kansas City really bad. They're going to have a big score.
Typical Chiefs whippings.
And then magically Kansas City comes back. Kansas City comes back to win.
I'm so tired of that. I don't know what to do. If that happens tomorrow, and I tell you what, the Chiefs' offensive line is okay, not great, right? The Browns' front rush is damn near as tough as ours was last year. If they insist on lying and cheating out there, the refs, somebody needs to investigate what's going on. That's just, I understand the big money involved in everything else, but come on, man.
No way the Chiefs should have beat the Niners last year. No freaking way. And no way the Chiefs should be going to the Super Bowl. It took us 50 years to win one. Oh, yeah. Come on, man. The gig is up, Bill.
And now all of a sudden nobody can stop them. I'm telling you, there's investors involved in paying Patrick Mahomes $500 million. You know, so I think.
And the callers were mentioning something about Watson getting paid $40 million, and us barely making it to the Super Bowl. If Kansas City can make it to the Super Bowl on $500 million. $500 million? What's $40 million to $500 million, dude? All you got to do is be a commissioner's poster child, and you can get paid whatever you want and still make the Super Bowl.
Oh, we're going to find out.
Whoever you want.
If nobody does the math and looks into it, we're going to find out down the road that the league does actually subsidize some teams. You know what? When they finally figure that out, I'm going to tell you right now, man, that's going to be a dark day in the NFL. Because that's just wrong on so many levels. Oh, man. But anyway.
In a playoff game being hosted on Nickelodeon?
I know. Everybody wants a piece, right? And already with Prime Video, what? NFL, anybody that wants a little bit can get a little bit, just pay us, right? What happened to network TV? People get blacked out. That's wrong. God.
I'm going to call it the best playoff team right now in there because our team's out should be the Saints.
I know, right? But look out for Tom Brady. That's why. And you're going to tell me with Tom Brady, with all them traveling all-stars he's got on that team, that they got extra money running around in Tampa Bay? That's got to be capped out. That should be a dollar-for-dollar tax penalty. There's no way they got the players they got. You got Gronk. You got Mike, you got AB, you got Tom. I mean, that offense ain't got no weaknesses, Bill. How the hell are they able to afford all that?
Right. So what they're saying, we got players. I'm catching on because I don't want us getting screwed over next year when we start doing the magical run. So we need to pay attention so everybody gets their eyes alert and pay attention and not dismiss anything that's out there and be on to him, because when you're on to him, he changes everything. But right now he wants his original plan. What he wants is a State Farm Super Bowl. That's what he wants. That's what he wanted last year. That's what he wants originally this year. But he's not afraid to change it.
So the NFL is moving toward the WWE. Bill, we're out of time. Hey, Bill, you know what? I'll be back tomorrow because I got to watch that Chiefs game, and then right after we'll talk more 49ers ball. But, man, that's
right now the Browns should beat the Chiefs. I'm going to say it this way. The Browns should beat the Chiefs. Hands up.
Well, the way they
fair
beat the
square
Steelers.
Game, Chiefs ain't got no chance against the Browns. And you know what? Give me a 49er shout-out. What time are you getting on tomorrow?
I'm going, as soon as the Chiefs get on air, I'm on. From that point on until like today. Because I tell you right now, boy, that run game in Cleveland, the Chiefs are not good against the run this year.
No.
We'll see.
No. There's no way Kansas City should beat the Browns. There's no way. It's not possible. Don't try to fool us, play us. Kansas City needs to go home. They're not good enough. They suck. I don't care what you say, my homeboy. Go home. I can't want to say what I want to say because you're on a YouTube channel. But anyways, give me a 49er shout-out, and I'm getting off.
All right. Bye-bye. Come Bill and Josiah. It is Niners! Night, Bill. Night, Josiah.
Hey, one more thing. One more thing I got to say.
Real quick, Bill.
The gig is up. The gig is up, Roger Goodell. The gig is up. Have a nice day.
You too. Ellis, come on in, Ellis. That game is intense, 3-0. What kind of defense is being played? Hey, Ellis. I think Ellis was in transit on his way home. Let's go ahead and give him a few more minutes.
How about we close it down, Sean?
Oh, okay. Hey, Ellis.
I would say we closing down shop. I'm in the middle of just grabbing this food and stuff.
A little bit, but no. We got
yeah.
you.
Just give me about 10. Just give me about 10 more minutes.
Okay.
I appreciate it, bro.
All right.
Grabbing this food.
All right. Eric, it's 203.
Right. Good. Thank you. Got napkins?
Eric, 203. Hello. Damon. Hello, Damon. Hello, Damon. Who was that belch? This just did, apparently.
So, am I on? Oops.
Yeah, Justin, this is the kind of thing. I wish you'd got that look from my mom. My mom tried hard to make sure that all her children had good table manners, right? So, you couldn't put two arms on the table, something like that. If you belched, she would give you that face like
my
she
bad.
really does want to kill you.
My
Mom, burping is not natural.
Man.
All right, you know what? Take your natural ass and go eat in another room, and you and the dog get eat together, okay?
Man, what a week, man! What a day / what a week, man! We go from celebrating the Rams, and then 2 hours we're back to arguing about if we're getting Deshaun Watson or not. Let me explain something. We're not getting Deshaun Watson. He's a great quarterback, and then all. But 2 first-round pick, first pick, second-round pick, and Deshaun Watson, that's not happening. And that's not Garoppolo. That's not happening. I just don't see it. I'm not saying that he's not a great quarterback. I'm not saying that he wouldn't be beneficial in our system. I would love to have him. Don't get me wrong. I would love to have him.
Yeah, but don't nobody gut the team like that.
Logically, not doing the Madden 20, not playing Madden, not being on my PS4 playing Madden, where I'm doing that trade scenario, real life scenario. It ain't gonna happen. Right? Yeah. So some of you guys need to stop playing Madden and realize that it's not gonna happen. So
and something, Justin, that you point that out. Here's the thing, because the Texans are gonna tell Deshaun, listen, we're gonna ask for 2 firsts, a first, a second, first and second this year. We want 2 firsts, another first next year, a 4th, and then we'll see if we can make a deal. Now, of course, most teams are going to say, oh, hell to the no. We like him, but we don't like him to that degree, okay? No. And so they can come back to
Do you honestly see
Deshaun,
John Lynch getting rid of a 12th pick in the first round?
No, I just don't think John Lynch is going to take a 2 first-round picks. It's not even about this year's pick. It's having 2 first-round picks and God knows what else. So anyway, I can say, Deshaun, listen, we tried to deal you. What? Listen, what? Deshaun, let me pour you a drink. Can we make up? You know, why are you so angry? You try to talk softly now, and say, listen, we're willing to add this, and this to your contract. And by the way, I've apologized over and over about the fact that we didn't consult you, and that was out of my hands at the time. You start crying and begging. And pretty soon Deshaun will say,
yeah,
all right, man, but y'all better treat me right.
It just goes to my point. It just goes to my point that, all these 49er fans, they're never happy. They want the next Steve Young so badly. They want the next Joe Montana so badly. And when you see an upgrade, they're like, let's go. Instead of like, you know what? Let me think about it. Do we have the cap space? No. Is it going to hurt us like longevity, money wise? Yes, because we still need to resign Trent Williams. We still need to resign Fred Warner. So
Justin, you look at the Hawks. Somebody was just talking about it a little bit. I think Tony was talking about it. So Russell Wilson gets paid so much that they can't afford to put any players around him, right? So that's why people need to know this is a business first. You can't just go get Madden out and go get people like that and come back and think year after next, did you become like the Hawks? They don't have enough firepower.
You become like the Eagles, where the Eagles overpaid Carson Wentz, and then you overpay, and then you sign Alshon Jeffrey. You signed Jessica Whiteside, who you took in the first round, who didn't end up doing anything. You took Nelson Aguilar, who had many drop balls. You become the Eagles, where you're loading up on offense, but then when those players that build around, they leave, you're stuck with that one player you overpaid for.
And in the Hawks, nobody's gonna trade for Wilson. What does he get a year? I mean, I understand he carries the team, but when you end up getting to the playoffs and all teams are pretty strong, now what are you gonna do? And Jamal Adams, they got to pay him. How are they gonna do?
Yeah. And I see and a lot of people bring up, we should trade Garoppolo's money and D Ford. Let me explain. I'm all forward to D Ford. I don't think D Ford's coming back, but the Garoppolo's money is not the problem here. It's about having enough money to bring back that old line. Our old line needs help, and I don't want to hear nothing about our old line being ranked 11. If you didn't watch the 49ers football this year, you knew our old line was trash. Our old line was trash. Please don't tell me that our O-line was not trash, because it was awful. It was awful. Like, I don't want to hear nothing about ranked. It was awful. What I saw on the field, garbage. From last year, pathetic. Like, it was just dumb awful. Like, I don't even know how Wilson and Mostert, they got, like, their yards, but, like, our O-line, pass block, was terrible. It was terrible. So, we could be ranked 11 all we want, but what we saw on the field didn't get us much wins this year, or we're playing off season instead of being in the playoffs. So that O-line was kind of an issue this year. So that's what I'm saying.
When you get a chance, guys, focus on road rage. The man is out. Whoa, man, that's bold, belligerent. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, that's all my point is. Just focus on the O-line. Get that center. We have no center right now. Weston Richburg is questionable. You have to get the center. You have to get the center. You have to get a center. You have to build that O-line. You have to get maybe a slot receiver as well. Because do I have faith in Richie James? I don't know. He's had off games. He has good games, and then you have to get that corner, because Richard Sherman or what's his name could be going to New York with Saleh.
Sherman's definitely going to New York. And he's taking KK with him, according to him.
So
sure.
Yeah. So we are definitely going to be. It's going to be definitely, if we don't address the whole line and like what our needs are, instead of just like going after quarterback, we're just going to go backwards instead of upwards. And the Texans, what you saw from the Texans this year is what you're going to get if you do that trade, pretty much, because there's still no O-line. McGlinchey is terrible on that left tackle. I think the only one that's really good is probably Williams, Tomlinson, and then Brunskill. That's about it, honestly.
Well, you know it
if
ends
I'm being
up
honest for that
happening.
one.
You know it ends up happening for the first 6 or 7 weeks. You keep CJ or Nick, and again, Nick's where I get elbowed, because Child does not have time to teach you how to run the offense with this team. This team is Super Bowl ready. So, Sean, he's a superstar, okay, but he needs some time. Contrary to what a lot of people believe, Sean is not going to come in there and just master the offense his first 2 or 3 weeks in the beginning of the season. So you got to stay with CJ or whomever, and hopefully that works out. And then Deshaun, as he gradually looks like he gets it, then maybe.
Yeah.
But that ain't nobody.
I think he's just going to play the rest of his years in the Texans. To be honest with you, I think he's just going to stay with the Houston. If I'm being honest, I just see him playing. And then after that 4-year contract for the Texans,
it's another story.
Maybe.
But right now, the Texans, the GM and everybody involved in making that deal, you make that deal or start looking for a new job. If the owner sees that they can't handle that, they're dead meat. Because they're probably still smoking about D-Hop. And you lost Deshaun, too.
Oh, yeah.
Both of y'all, don't even come to my office. Pick your stuff up, clean the office out, and pick up your shit at the front office, and that's it. I swear to God, if I ever see you on the street, I'll hit you right in the face. I can see it, man, because you just killed his entire franchise, you know?
Oh, yeah. And I don't see them getting rid of their best player for nothing, for just draft capital, when you have something in a quarterback that was ranked number one on offense, essentially. They were in games with Deshaun. They could build around Deshaun. They just need to earn his trust back. That's it.
And stop lying to him.
No.
They got a plantation attitude in the Texans owner anyway. It's well documented. And, that's just disrespectful. You can't tell him you're going to consult with him before making any deals and then don't do it. Anyway, hey, Justin, we got to go, though. Let me see you tomorrow. Hey, Bethel.
Hey, what's up, Ronbo?
Bethel, man, we're sitting there looking at first we're having fun with the Rams, and then we're looking at concerns about Robert Saleh and how bad is he going to strip us of talents. And you got 10 picks, and we got more picks now than they've ever had since they've been with us. Are we going to trade down and go for volume? Or are we going to trade up and go for quality? Bethel, what do you see happening here?
It depends on what our needs are. Like, what's the best player to help us out, like right now? Because one thing I've seen is that look at Green Bay, how they played today, and look at what the league did when they put COVID at us. They took some players out, and it's the same score as what they played today. And the Rams had a full, healthy team, and we didn't.
Yeah.
And we got the same points as the Rams. They allowed the same points. They got the same points that they did with us, and they played our backup players.
Yes.
So imagine if we had our full roster, we would have kicked their ass.
Bethel, we own Green Bay anyway. It's tradition.
So they got lucky we're not in the playoffs with our full roster.
Aaron's delighted.
We would have got their ass whipped.
Aaron's delighted. That's why he told everybody that Fred Warner is the best linebacker in football, no matter what the complaint out of Indiana is.
Yeah, and then I seen Eric Donald crying out in the field. I'm like, you're a big man. You should not be crying out in the field. Come on.
But he was sad because he couldn't help his team. They couldn't stop the deep. He probably feels responsible, and he should. That's a good way a good player should feel. And he wasn't able to help because he was on the sideline hurt. I kind of felt sorry for him.
And then one thing that a lot of people should see is that look at what the Rams gave up, those 2 first-round picks. And then look at what Seattle gave up, 2 first-round picks. But they're not going to the Super Bowl.
I know.
We look at what we gave up. We gave up a little bit of draft pick to get a right receiver, and we're in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's
we
how
didn't
you
have to give up that. we didn't have to give up that first round pick, and look at how far we went.
Yep. And
You
and
know?
almost completed the job too.
Yeah,
Damn
almost
it.
completed the job, but you know, and a lot of people what you see also is that the referees, you know, interfered in a lot of our games. If they wouldn't, you know, it would have been a different, you know, would have been something different. And then also, if you see the press conference when Jimmy was, you know, talking, it looked like he's determined to prove a lot of people wrong about, you know, us keeping him. So he has a lot of stuff to prove. And actually this year, Kyle has a lot of proof, because if, you know, Salah, you know, say, you know, I seen there was a 68 in cap hit that the Jets have. And if Salah say he does good in the Jets and he does better than Kyle, because I remember hearing people say that, you know, that Salah's called a better game than our coach.
Yeah.
So our coach better do way better than Salah. If he doesn't, he's gonna get ridiculed. You know, oh well, why we let Salah go? We should have had him as a head coach instead of Kyle.
Bethel's riding hard tonight. You know, the thing is, our offense, it was ready to go this year.
People are gonna think.
I think they were going to be better than the
people are
defense.
gonna think.
Well, yeah, that's true. But I got a feeling the offense was going to be better than the defense this year. That would have been saying something. Because I think all the elements needed were right there. We had Trent Williams on the left to take care of Joe Staley's spot. We could do different things that ordinarily, you know, you can't do unless you got a certain personnel grouping on the field, right? So Shanahan's only able to do certain things. He knew that. So that's what he was limited to after everybody left. And we still did look pretty solid. But, you know, you get all those guys back.
Ben Taylor doesn't do the move that, you know, that our right receiver, Emmanuel Sanders, did, where he was talking about, you know, about all this, you know, staying here in San Francisco and then end up taking big money somewhere else. You know,
you know, some guys are mercenaries. It's not about. Well, actually, maybe he knew going to the Saints was going to be possible playoff situation, and he's in the playoffs. So some guys don't care though. Just give me the money. This is why we may be able to hold on to some of our guys if we can pay them. Nobody wants to go to the Jets and go through that rebuild, and they need a lot of work to get that team back on the map, right?
Yes,
so
they do.
K1, those guys are getting a little older. They don't all want to go to the Jets. I know. They feel good about Robert Saleh, but still, it's going to take a minute.
And then being a head coach, it takes a lot more, because, you know, Saleh only had a call on the defense side. Now he's going to have to call everything on the offense side, and, you know, if he wants to help out the defense, you know, he's going to have a lot in his plate.
Well, so, he's responsible for everything. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see. He's a very sharp guy, though. He'll figure it out, I guess. If he wanted that job, he must have a plan. But
he got that job. He got that job only because they gave him a 5-year deal, or else he wouldn't have went over there. If they would not give him a 5-year deal, then he wouldn't have signed to the Jets.
Yeah, but you know,
that's the only reason.
But everybody says so. The Jets don't. They can give you. James said they can give you a 20-year deal. And they'll still fire you if they don't like you. It's not what we expected. But that's a lot of compensation. If I sign a contract for 5 or 10 years and you fire me, I'm delighted. I'll go look for another job, take a break for a year or so. Bethel, we got to go. Let me see you tomorrow, okay?
All right. Ronbo, like, good show, and hit a like for Ronbo Sports. And
thanks, Bethel.
For all you haters, you're going to be sitting right there next to us in the couch. So...
If the Chiefs join us tomorrow, talk about full circle satisfaction. All right, fam.
All right, see you tomorrow, Ronbo.
Night, Bethel.
Good night.
Hey, Rick. Come on in, Rick.
What's going on, man?
Wow, is it still 3-0 at halftime? Rick, I'm watching in complete shock. It's amazing how the NFL works. Buffalo's leading 3-0 at the half?
No. I think it's 3-3. I think it's 3-2.
Okay, I got it blocked out over here. Okay.
I believe it's 3-2.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I had it blocked out. But that's a low-scoring game for two high-powered offenses. What the hell happened?
Yeah, and if you want to hear something crazy, Justin Tucker missed 2 field goals already, so it should be actually 9.
Where was Justin Tucker before he went to Baltimore? Justin Tucker was starting to miss. Wasn't he with the? What team was Justin?
I don't know. I think he's always been with Baltimore, but I mean he's been definitely one of the premier kickers. He's definitely been one of the premier kickers.
He wasn't with the Patriots ever, was he? Because I was laughing at Justin Tucker.
That's been that was either Gostkowski or
you're right. But the thing is, I remember last time I saw Tucker missing. Justin Tucker is he is one of the greatest of all time in the NFL. I hadn't been paying attention to Tucker down through the years, so I'm laughing. Well, he missed that one. Boy, that was wide. Not only wide right, but where was Justin aiming that ball? My God, that was awful.
He missed 2 of them, and actually, even the third one he actually made, it was just kind of close to being missed as well. So maybe it's a
I don't know why people keep hiring him. Anyway, Rick, go ahead, man, because we're concerned about Robert Saleh and the effect he's going to have in setting up shop in New York, and how's that going to affect the 49ers now that we don't have any money, and Robert knows exactly what our finances are and who we're capable of signing, and Robert could be on the phone with our guys as soon as it's allowed. Yeah, so I'm saying, man,
Right. The only one I'm concerned about is as far as if anybody, I would say I would definitely want to see if we can keep Jason Verrett because I feel like he owes us, honestly, because I'm like, dude, we signed you 2 years ago. You didn't. The first year when we went to the Super Bowl, you played one game, got burnt, and we put you on the sidelines and kind of let you still rehab and everything. And this year you kind of came back and we still paid you. So I feel like you need to come on, maybe take a hometown discount or something like that.
Well, just work with us on this, yeah? Because you owe us one.
Yeah, man. I mean, look, kind of like the same thing with Jimmy Ward. Like, dude, we stuck with you for a minute, and you weren't doing good.
Well, Jimmy kind of took. He could have gotten paid more from I don't know if the Eagles or whoever was going to pay him more, but he took less to come back with the 49ers, so he wasn't all bad.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So I mean, the thing about it is, like, look, like you said before. As much as I get aggravated sometimes, I do believe we're not that far away. I do, like the call before. I'm already looking in the draft, so I'm definitely looking into we need to get a center. I'm looking at 3 already: Landon Dickerson from Alabama, Trey Hill from Georgia, or Rashawn Slater. But I would also love to get somebody.
What position are we talking about? Is that corner?
These are all centers.
Oh, centers. Yeah.
These are all centers. These are all centers, sir. So, I mean, because the thing about it is, like you said before, it doesn't matter whether I do believe we're going to – I believe we're going to come back and run it back with Jimmy, but I also believe we're going to address quarterback position, not in the first round because we're not up close enough to get somebody like that. But we're probably getting in the third, something like that.
Or maybe can't go too late because he needs to be quality. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But I mean, like you said before, you build everything in the trenches. You have to build everything in the trenches. So get the center that we need because Weston Whisper, I don't know if he's ever coming back, and that sucks because
and Weston's not going to stay. I don't know how he gets caught up in these cataclysmic injuries. Did you see when he went down with the Saints game? They folded him up like a chair. I said, "Oh man, I know he ain't." And sure enough,
and we need him because he's the one that called up the protections. So that's the thing. We need a good center because
it's important in Kyle's offense.
The guard. Yeah. So we moved Garland back to guard, or let Brunskill be a guard. I'm really ready to get rid of McGlinchey. D4, man. I mean, man, but I mean, I don't know, man. Too bad it's not like NBA where you can just buy somebody out because he's been injured for the last 2 years, and never mind that. I mean, when he was in the game, I mean, our defense was approaching historic levels as far as with sacks and everything, and you could tell the difference when he was on one side versus when he wasn't. But at the same time, we can't keep going back and forth with. If you're hurt, you at this point, man. Like you said before, if we're in the Super Bowl window, then at this point we have no more time just to keep holding on to people, holding on, because I think that's our biggest issue. Like I said before, we love to hold on to any and everybody, and it's like, man, give somebody else a shot, because while we're waiting for them, other teams are always looking to get better and look to get better because they know if we get back, like you said before, even with Jimmy G. If they know we can get back and we can make some passes, and with our defense, because it works both ways. As our defense starts flourishing, then it gives our offense more opportunities to score, and once they start scoring, then our defense can kind of start keying off on the quarterback, because it takes them out of running game. They have to pretty much be a passing game only team. But we just need to get first our O-line. So we need our center and definitely our right tackle, unless I don't know what they're gonna do with eventually tell them to. I don't know, man. Get bigger, get stronger, do squats, something. But man, you can't just keep getting bull rushed by like cornerbacks and safety. It's like, dude, that should be chicken dinner to you. You should easily be able to take that off.
I'm worried he may have balance issues. I've been around guys like
that
before.
He needs to get that balance board. You know what I'm saying? Stand on that and work on his balance.
There's no bend or something. Mike's not. He's stiff. He shouldn't go down that easily. He's a little flexibility,
no,
Mike.
Not.
So
no,
being that big of a man,
and so
yeah, he's got to.
He's that big. He should be able to. And the thing about it is, like I said before, I just definitely want to see if we can keep Mosley. I like Mosley and Barrett. I'm not sure if we can possibly keep K1, because I'm pretty sure Saleh going to pay him whatever. But I mean, this year, like you said before, low in the trenches, center guard, maybe right tackle. See if we can keep Trent Williams. That would be definitely huge for us. To have somebody that can help protect Jimmy G's
he is
blind side.
He's
protect him.
Yeah.
We definitely need that. But other than that,
who's going to take team-friendly? Because the 49ers have to offer a lot of team-friendly deals with the promise that they will expand when the cap expands next year. I don't know how you do that. Players are going to accept that.
But I mean, I think everybody, even if they say, look, I don't know, maybe Farag, he's a magician, so he's going to probably give him a 2-year deal or something like that, or signing bonus or something. I mean, I know he works magic with numbers. A
lot of backloaded contracts. This year you take your signing bonus and this, and next year we jump to this, type of thing.
Yeah. Rick, everybody is going to do that.
Anyway,
everybody, I think a lot of teams
that the cap is going to affect. You're right. So we're going to see. All right, Rick. Let's see you tomorrow, man. I'll be back because I got to watch the Chiefs game.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm glad that the Rams lost. I'm not going to bag on Aaron Donald, because you can tell he's a competitor and it affects them losing. So I respect that, but I'm glad that they did lose. And like the caller said before, they better be glad. Green Bay better be glad we didn't play them, because we would punch them soft jokers in the mouth and win again. But hey, Niner faithful, Niner Empire, y'all have a good night, man.
You too, Rick. Night.
All right. Bye.
And there he is. It's Dollar Bill. Will, come on in, man.
Ronbo, what's up, man? What's going on?
Oh man, you know our DC just left, and he's on his way to become a New Yorker. So I was thinking, because like I had to laugh yesterday. Is Coach Yak put out a tweet, made Richard Sherman mad. He listed some players. Yeah, Barack want to work his magic, man. He can have Kerry Hyder. He can have Klosky T. He named a couple other people. He got Ronnie B. And he can have Sherm. But who they cannot have is Jason Verrett and K1 Williams. Here comes Sherm. Must have saw his name. Hey, LMAO. Man, you do know the KK's from Patterson, New Jersey, don't you? I said, Sherm! Go! No, Sherm, that tweet was uncalled for. Get out the street, man. You gonna go off and get paid? You ain't gotta be hating on the Niners now that you leaving, So I was laughing at that. Yeah. So I am worried about who Saleh's taking, though. I have no idea how he's going to do, how much more money that they have than we do, But we got 10 picks. Well, give me your insights on what you're gonna do. You trading up, trading down, BPA. What's up with 10 picks?
Well, man, first off, shout out to Robert Saleh, man. Appreciate your services with the San Francisco 49ers, man. Because of you, man, our defense is one of the best defenses in the NFL. So, you know, if it wasn't for you, man, you know, it wouldn't be that. So shout out to you, man. You deserve it, man. You know, good for your family. You know, you get more money, man. You know, you're the head of a football team. So, you know, that's good for you and your family's well-being, man. So shout out to Robert Saleh. Appreciate what you did for the 49ers, man. But I do feel good about Miko Ryan stepping in as a DC. He made Fred Warner who he is now, as well as Greenlaw. So I think, you know, I feel pretty good about it. I think we won't miss a beat on defense. He's a player's coach. He's played the game. He has experience under Saleh for the whole 3-4 years he's been there. So I'm pretty comfortable about Miko Ryan stepping in. But yeah, man, Verrett, you got to keep Verrett. Verrett is the perfect DB for Tony Oden's our DB coach system. You know, he runs a man-to-man system. So
and they fall in the zone only when it makes sense, not all the time. Like what's his name used to do. That's why Sherm is leaving. Sherm said, "Man, they don't play zone enough for me. I got to go."
Yeah. I mean, I understand. I mean, if it don't suit for him, then you know we got to move on from him. So I get it. But yeah, man, Verrett is the best man-to-man corner on this team, so you got to lock him up. I believe they give him a decent contract and he'll take it, because the reason I say that is because when Verrett got hurt, no other team wanted him. He was down and out on his luck, and the 49ers gave him a chance. So I think Verrett owed him by, you know, whatever decent contract they give him, he'll take it. He's a Cali native.
At least feel a little obligated. Yeah. You just get up and book.
Yeah, he's from the area. Yeah. So I would keep him. Now, this is what I would do. I would try to see if KK do leave and go with Saleh. I would go ahead and get a Mosley, settled in as a slot corner, and get a top corner out the draft. Somebody like Surtain, Asante Samuel, or J.C. Horn. I believe, you know, you get one of those guys to play, you know, Sherm's spot, and you move Mosley into the slot. Because I think Mosley is catching up pretty well with the man-to-man. He did pretty good in certain situations in man-to-man last season. Yeah, so I think he could sell it in. Yeah, I think he could sell it in pretty well. Now, offensive line, this is me. I know how I get on McGlinchey a lot because you know he you know he's so sad. But you know, Kyle and John is not letting him go. You know, we all know that. They didn't pick up the 50-yard option, but they're gonna do something. They're gonna find a way to keep him. So what McGlinchey needs to do is just start back just eating meat, man. Go to McDonald's, go to Wendy's, just eat some food, bro, and get your way back up. Brunskill needs to stay at the right guard. Like I always say, every time I get on here, this man is 2-0 against Aaron Donald. So when you go 2-0 against Aaron Donald, that means something. You got talent. So I would think, me personally, I would let Brunskill stay at the right guard position. Only thing that needs to be changed is the center. Oh yeah, we got to find a way to get Trent Williams. If you let Trent Williams walk out this door, I don't know how this offensive line going to survive. I really don't. Not on, you know, not. I ain't gonna say Jimmy because I don't think Jimmy coming back. But whoever quarterback that's back there, you got to protect their blind side. So you got to keep Trent Williams. You got to keep Trent Williams to protect their blind side. Laken Thompson, he had a few hiccups this past year, but I think he'll get it back together. But the center position needs to be addressed. I think they need to go ahead and try to find a way to get Alex Mack from Atlanta to fill that in. I really do. Or they can get that in the draft.
Because was that you said he is a free agent this year?
I believe he is. Now I'm not. Don't quote me on that because I'm not sure. But I believe he is. I think he is. If he is, I think we should try and get him. If not, then I think we would go to
Kyle's
draft.
guy. If he's available, I guarantee Kyle's going after him.
Yeah, go to the draft route. And to be honest, Ronbo, I think we need to get another top speed or good receiver at the draft. All you got is Debo and Ayuk. you need a triple threat.
Yeah.
I don't know the future for Bourne. I don't know if he's gonna stay or not. What I would do.
How good a receiver can you get? You know what, though? It depends at number 12. If certain names come up, I don't know if the 49ers are going to trade down immediately or how they're going to do. If certain names come up, the 49ers have to jump. Especially Kyle sees his mouth to be watering if he likes a wide receiver. Remember, Kyle, I don't know. I still don't know nothing about Ayuk, how he got in there like that, but he is definitely good. If Kyle wants a wide receiver, it will be a surprise probably in that fashion.
Yeah, what I heard about Ayuk was that they keyed on Ayuk in the draft, but they had got word that his name was heating up. And the Green Bay Packers was trying to get Ayuk. That's why the 49ers went on to deal with it.
Yeah, he fits their program just like he fits out. Well, because of what's his name, Mike LaFleur was over there, and they know what works in our system. So yeah.
Yeah, and you know what's ironic, Ronbo? Come to think of it, man, Daniel Jeremiah reported that most of the NFL teams is trying to use the Shanahan system now. It's starting to become a trend.
I read that a few weeks ago.
You know the good thing about it is our defense sees it every day.
Yeah, I know.
So imagine these teams go against us using the Shanahan system. We're going to shut it down. We're going to shut it down, man.
So it's cool, but we got a coach that revolutionized the West Coast offense, which is really interesting because Shanahan spins and twists on the system. Man, they'll never learn. Shanahan says, I always got something in my back pocket y'all ain't never going to be able to do. We're out of time, though, fam. Let me see tomorrow after that Chiefs game. And Will, I got to find out if it's true or not. Somebody said the line is 10.5 points. Is the Chiefs supposed to run Cleveland completely out the damn stadium? I don't believe it. I quit betting, but I might take that one.
Ronbo, y'all people may think I'm crazy, but I think the way Cleveland handled Pittsburgh, I think Cleveland gonna give Chiefs a run for their money. Now I'm not gonna say they're gonna win, but they gonna have the Chiefs heart beating a little fast. So,
that's right, because that defense ain't no joke, and they got a great run game, and yeah. So
you got Chubb and Hunt. You got Chubb and Hunt as the 1-2 punch.
Them
all right,
two, that's a vicious combination, boy. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, fam. I'll see you tomorrow then.
All right, man. Shout out to you, Ronbo, man. Shout out to my TNT fan, man. Trey Trez, Big Show Russo, Denise, Shay Lewis, Sheik, all them guys. Shout out to the Ronbo Sports Fan Club, Rico, Jersey Joe, Sue, all them guys. F the Rams. The Rams. Same old sorry ass Rams. Y'all got bulldozed by the Green Bay Packers. Y'all got the sorry jerseys. Y'all got Jalen Ramsey for nuts. Aaron Donald. Y'all on his sparing Aaron Donald. I ain't gonna spare his ass. His ass fat ass over there crying.
I feel sorry for him because his ribs was hurt and he couldn't play. Poor guy. Okay. Anyway.
Damn that. Suffer.
I will.
All right,
I'll see you tomorrow.
And they forever be broke. All right,
I will.
All right, man.
Will's cruel tonight. Poor Aaron. I feel sorry for him. Ice.
Yeah.
Ice.
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Ice, what? You in the bathtub?
Yeah.
Ice, Ice, where you at, man? You sound like you're in the bathroom. I got that crazy echo. That's why you should do my best concerts in the bathroom. Huh? Ice?
Yeah, you hear me?
Oh, that's a little better now, yeah.
All right, cool. I had you on my big speaker, man.
Oh, okay.
Yo, I live in New York, man.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. I live in New York. My heart's in San Francisco. You already know that.
That's cool.
All right. But I'm gonna tell you something about Saleh coming over here.
Yeah.
Man, listen, I feel for the brother. Man, the first time he started listen, dog.
Oh.
The first time he started losing, man, the papers and media's gonna kill it.
I know, right?
That man,
everybody heard about the New York media.
Listen,
Yes.
He bald-headed man. He ain't listening. He gonna have gray hair growing out of his head soon. Cause man, listen, this New York City, man, and I'm gonna tell you, especially there's a lot of these Jet fans up here. Man, the minute they start losing, man, they're gonna start throwing him over. They're gonna be raking him over the pole.
It must be. And you know, like you're saying, Ice, New York, the media is not in any mood. I mean, the Knicks are making people mad. The Brooklyn team is making people mad, and the baseball team is not doing nothing. And now, you look at the Jets have been doing this for a long time. I could just Robert.
20 years?
He better not. He better look like something's going on.
Man, listen. I will tell you, bro. I hope he do well. I really truly hope he does well. But as far as a lot of our guys coming to New York, I don't really. I'm on the fence about that. I don't think there's going to be a lot of guys going to want to go to a rebuilding situation. And not only just that, I don't think the Jets going to go after a lot of our guys either. You know what I'm saying? Because they're trying to rebuild everything. You know, so I think
they probably told Saleh that in the first place too. Hey,
right?
If they told Saleh that in the first place, Saleh may not go head hunting. You know, now you mention it,
I don't think so. I don't think he's gonna go head hunting like that. And that organization never was the type of organization that he was looking over the years to actually sign players, a lot of other players from other teams.
Yeah, they like to build through the draft.
You very seldom see that in any organization. In fact, very seldom when they go to rebuild, they usually go to the draft. Cleveland did.
And they've had some good picks because of the position in the draft. You had Jamal Adams, and you had that big tackle that they sent, Wilson. Offensively, they've had a few players that got away. I don't know what happens when the rookie contracts run out or something. It's kind of strange because New York should not be in this shape all the time.
Right. What happened was, with all those years that passed by and they lost a lot of players, it was the GMs. You know, they had over the years that just made bad choices, you know, and then from the GM to the coaches. So, you know, it was a trickle effect all across the board. So they was never able to do anybody. So, you know, a lot of players were like, listen, man, this organization is a joke and I'm out of here. You know, and that's what they do. And they leave. Hey, it is what it is. You know, as far as I'm concerned, you know, I hope he does well. Who knows? Maybe all the new blood they got in there now with Saleh, you know, they're going to do, they got
revamp everything they do. They got to change the whole philosophy. Yeah. A lot of things have to change, or else you keep going down that same road, you go run into the same stuff. Yeah, so you're right.
Correct. You know, I think that if they stay within what they're going to do, which I believe what they're going to do, I think they're going to just get a lot of. They may sign one or two players from us, but I don't think they want to spend all that money on something, you know, from us anyway. I don't see them really going out and giving a guy like K1 a ton of money and stuff like that.
And you'd have to. And if they're changing their whole perspective and approach.
Right. And K1, they're good players, but they're not prime time players. They're not going to give a good player to the money. They're good players. They're not prime time players now.
That's a good point.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Right. So they're not going to go out and say, oh, here. Anyone I can see them actually giving a lot of money to, if he decides to go, it would be Verrett. I'm not saying they give him a ton of money, but they give him a hell of a decent contract.
It would be who?
Because they know they.
All right, so
Verrett.
Oh yeah.
Verrett.
Yeah.
Anybody, because they know you got to look which players gonna have a bigger upside for them that they gonna give money to, which would be Verrett.
You know though, Verrett, his history. This past year was actually luck for him. Hopefully for our sake.
I think it wasn't his luck, but you know what? He stayed healthy. That's the biggest thing.
He did.
He stayed healthy. Out of a lot of guys we had hurt, he stayed the healthiest out of everybody.
Which is crazy.
Of our guys. So,
yeah.
Right. So if he can, if they see that they feel he can maintain that kind of upside, then there's a possibility that they say, listen, man, they say come over here with us and such. But we don't know what's going. The time comes, draft time comes, and things like that. And on the outside, I don't think we need any more corners or anything like that. Corners in the NFL come and go. There's a lot of quarterbacks out there in the field. There's a lot of guys.
The thing is, we don't have any cornerbacks under contract at the moment. You know what, though?
Exactly.
I can't wait to see how the 49ers handle that. You ain't got no corners. You got to sign everybody or somebody. So you look for Spoon. So I think Coach Jack said Robert can take Spoon. But from what you're saying, they don't want Spoon. I mean, why would I take Spoon if I'm looking to rebuild this team? I got to pay him beyond the rookie contract.
No. I think what they're going to end up doing is I think there's 2-3 players. They'll sign. The person who their first person they're going to sign is Trent Williams. That's their bread and butter.
Yeah.
Because they know Rocco's got everything is won and lost in the Christmas. We all know this.
Yep.
You know, that bottom line. We don't got nobody to protect him. We ain't got an offensive line or defensive line. Then we're back to square one all over again. So, you know, we're going to definitely sign Trent Williams. That's number one. We don't need no more offensive weapons. We really don't. We got enough.
No, I agree.
We really have enough. It was just the thing with our offensive weapons last this past year, was health-wise. That's why our offense, was up and down on your
we got 3 fifth-round picks. I'm going to take a running back with one of them fifth-round picks, though. Just because I want to know if a drafted running back at that particular position, because running backs the premium ain't high on them anymore. You can get a running back in 3rd, 4th, and 5th round. It's probably going to be good, and especially with what we do with running backs. I need one more there that's going to be good but not expensive because he's 5th-round pick. And Mostert, because you know how we do. We go through running backs every year, like most people go through tissue boxes. So, you got to have one more guy. Every year we get down to one running back. The only guy that could run out there was Jeffrey Wilson Jr., and I think they had him on drugs because he was over there wincing like he was hurting, and he was still running Jeffrey Wilson fashion, hardcore. So y'all got to stop me because I ain't slowing down. I ain't cutting, and I ain't, boy, I love watching him work.
You know what happens though, Ron? I'm going to tell you, dog, a lot of players, if you got players like him, that got mad talent, but they don't get the burn. You know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes need to get that playing time to show that what kind of game they really got.
And then
That's what happened. He showed he got game.
So
that
glad,
because
Ice, what you're saying is a dream story because he never would have got his opportunity had not some of the guys in front of him, like TC and all these other guys. They had to go down first. He got in. He took advantage of his opportunity. Ice, we got to go though, fam.
I got one more thing to say though before we go. This is a pick that people better watch for. If Dallas don't take him, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I think he's gonna be in our 1st round draft pick. We're not going offensive line. We're not going deep quarterback. Greg Rousseau out of Miami. I'm telling you, that's the guy we need. We need an edge rusher.
Greg Rousseau, an edge rusher? Oh, I'm all for it. If everybody else will be crying, Ice, you and I won't be. D Ford is not coming back.
If the Cowboys don't take him, that's who the Cowboys talk about. If the Cowboys don't take him, we get him. We ain't got to worry about no DBs because we're going to have a front four that's going to cause problems all year long.
Uh-oh. I love it. All right, fam. Let me...
all right, man.
Always great to hear from you, Ice. All right, fam.
You too, man.
See if we get a chance tomorrow. We're going to be in kind of early tomorrow. It shouldn't be too late out on the East Coast. So, yeah, look for you. All right. Ellis! Somebody said it's 17-3, Buffalo over Baltimore. And somebody's already said if Baltimore don't come back and win this game, Greg Roman's getting fired again. Greg, I never did like you. Anyway, Ellis, come on in, man. Because, everything got things all straightened out at the house.
Ready to go.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Because I'm wondering about what Robert Saleh, but from what Ice told me, and he's out in New York, he's got his finger on the pulse of the New York media. If he's telling the truth, maybe there's unnecessary concerns about Robert Saleh poaching players from the 49ers. And we may be, the Robert Saleh effect may be nothing more than, Robert, good luck to you in rebuilding that team. You know, so yeah, I could. It
So
might not be
so
right.
he
He
can't.
might
So
take
he
somebody.
can't. So he can't do it.
No, he can. But you know, do you go for the high priced players? Because you know, a lot of our guys, K1 would probably cost a pretty penny.
Tart will cost.
Tart
Tart
would
will cost some money.
Yeah, these guys
K1 will cost some money.
Yeah.
Richard will cost some money. I mean, he would need. He would need
Kerry
damn near
Hyder?
about $50 million just to get about 3, 4, or 5 of the guys we got.
Right.
I mean, and that would just be like for 1-year contracts. It's like how you can't sign them to no little BS contracts. They'd be better off staying with us.
Yeah.
If they was
And
gonna
you go
do
into a
that.
team that's in rebuild mode. Do you really want to go through all that? You know.
Except Richard Sherman.
The Sherman fan, man, I'm going because
I'm cool
I'm all about the money.
I'm cool on Sherman. I'm cool on Sherman. Give me K1. Give me K1. Give me Kerry Hyder. You know, I mean, I wish there was somebody else that we had. I wish shit Joe would come out of retirement and we could just say go to hell with Trent. To hell with Trent Williams, and you know, just to go for a Super Bowl run. You know, bring Frank back for a year or two, or whatever, just so he can close out. You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't it be funny if they did sign
You
Frank
know,
for a
we
1-year contract?
we
And not
could
just to
get
retire
Frankie
as
for
a
a little
49er,
bit.
but to play a little bit too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if not this year, next year. He might be trying to wait till his son comes in the league, though. Maybe he could be like the first NFL player to ever play in the league or have a son in the league at the same time. He's an active member
I
or
forgot
player
about that.
in the NFL.
Him and what's his name? LeBron James. Yeah. He's waiting for his child to come in too.
LeBron's doing that right with his son, right? That's what I'm saying. Frank could be trying to do that with his son, Frank Gore Jr.
I think I hear him talk about that. I wish I could see his son play.
Yeah,
I gotta
so
go check
that'll
that.
be
What's his son's first name? Well, I'll just check out Frank Gore and I'll get his name from that. Let's see. I want to see
it's Frank
I want
Gore
to see some
Jr.
clips on him. Is he running back too?
Yeah, he's a running back. He looks good. He looks good. He's fast. He run. Yeah, he looks good. I've seen a few clips of him. He looked nice. So, you know, he might be coming in the league looking good too. So
look who his
that'll
teacher
be
is.
positive for Frank. That'll be something historic. He can try to leave with his legacy. You know what I mean? So that's good, man. But I don't know. That may not be this year. Maybe next year we do something like that. But shout out to Robert Saleh doing that. That I know a lot of people didn't pay attention to it, but if you could try and find that clip where Quentin Williams came and hit Jimmy, if you look at the way that he tripped his ankle, it's like he flipped the top of his foot down and then did something to like the back with his other hand of the ankle, like he did something real quick to kind of tweak it.
Yeah.
And like I when I seen it, I was like, oh, that was dirty. And then sure enough, Jimmy wasn't getting up, and I was like, oh, so we got cheated. And that was by Quentin Williams. I'm telling you, if anybody could run back that play, tell me I'm lying. Look that play up if they can get it in slow motion.
I remember
when I saw
it was
looked
late.
It looked like Quentin hurt Jimmy. He gave him that high ankle
on
sprain,
purpose.
but that was like, yeah, he hurt him. It wasn't like no regular, he just tripped him up and, whatever. He tried to hurt him. You could tell.
And the play was over,
The
Ellis.
way he used both his hands on the ankle.
I don't know why he continued. Play was over, and he's still coming.
Right. So,
Anyway.
yeah, man. But anyway, so it's crazy Robert Saleh goes over there. I don't know who he's going to try to take. I really hope we can keep K1. It's convenient. It's weird that, Sherman would say something like that. So that might be something that, we can see happening. As long as at least we can get Juice and, maybe K1 and or at least Juice, Verrett, and maybe Trent Williams and, maybe some of the other guys. I definitely would like to have Kerry Hyder. I would like to have Kerry Hyder almost as much as I feel like I kind of, I don't really care. I like Trent Williams. I just think he's kind of too arrogant, and I think he's kind of trying to play his cards on us right now. And I'm kind of like losing touch with him right now because I feel like he's kind of, just trying to play us now. And, he played one good game of football, but we try to break the bank on him and him get hurt next season and be out or whatever the case, or he played like, then it's like we did all that for nothing. And what do we try to secure this man in our, on our team for? And if he really, especially when he didn't want to say, And, if he's more of I'm taking care of my business and I'm not in. And, there's people, the guy, I heard somebody call in earlier and was talking about Trent getting whooped on some plays. I seen several plays where Trent was getting whooped, but he still was ranked very high.
Yeah,
so I'm just saying, he's not perfect. He's not that damn good. He is a damn great player. I'm not going to say he's not, but I'm just saying to where it's just like it's impossible to get over on a Trent Williams. That's not reality. I mean, teams can, a double team, can cancel one player out easily, and then sometimes that one-on-one matchup can be, a little bit difficult depending on who it is. He can't be overpowered. You know what I'm saying? In some fashion. So I don't know. I'm just concerned though that the line won't be right, and we definitely need to make sure our run game can still be maintained. And if we're using the run coordinator as our offensive coordinator, then I'm hoping that our run game can be strong, because I would hate for it to look like, I feel like back in the day when we would just run the ball and feel like we would never go anywhere. That shit
remember Ellis, remember Bobby Turner ain't going nowhere. The run game will be fine.
Okay, good. Yeah, so we got Bobby Turner, and then the other guy, the Mike McDaniel, the run game coordinator or something like that? So he had a pass game coordinator with LaFleur that left with Saleh, and he's got the run game coordinator. That's the Mike McDaniel. That's the young kid with the glasses. Somebody else that he upgraded to
assistant
coordinator.
OC.
I'm not sure if he.
Yeah.
OC, right. So, but hopefully Kyle will still be able to maintain that play control and stuff, so we can be, as creative as possible. But I know a lot of those guys help them, and having other minds, the right kind of minds, are always good to have. But we just got to be able to utilize it, because we got too many damn weapons.
I know
hope we can keep KB.
That has got to be What if Jalen Hurd comes back and
to have that many weapons and not be able to use them all? I don't even know what that. Like I would just feel like it's like toys. It's like having every toy. It's like being a kid in a candy store. You know what I mean?
You got all these damn
players.
Because we went through it.
Yeah, but we're not utilizing them, and we're not being able to take full advantage of them. And before we know it, they're becoming disgruntled. They don't want to play with us no more. They get injured, or we trade them, and then they go, live their best life somewhere else, or play at a high level elsewhere, and we don't get a chance to reap those benefits. Neither do they either. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's why I really hope he keeps Richie James and starts to really put him in the offense and stop just using him to his weaknesses. Use him at his strengths. Be smart. That's what a part of being a great coach and offensive mind is being able to take guys and plug and play them in where they're really great at and where their strengths are. I really like what Sean McVay was doing today. That 2-point conversion play, that was a clean ass play. I was like, I was impressive to me. You know what I mean? But as a whole, it's just we got to hopefully Kyle is becoming a little more, having some humility in his learning and evolving as a coach. You know what I mean? I heard Grant talking about he needs to hire an offensive coordinator, and now it looks like he hires one. It's just weird.
He's got one.
I'm like, is he listening to this kid?
But Grant and everybody else needs to know Kyle is still going to be the play caller. Ellis, we're going to go. Hey, Ellis, we got to go, and I'm going to let you get back to that game. It's 17-3. We'll see if the Bills are back. I'm going to be back tomorrow for the Chiefs game. Boy,
who's winning right now?
Buffalo, 17-3. And Lamar Jackson, somebody said in the chat, Lamar quit on the team. You know what? Lamar loses this year. This is what I'm talking about. See, Jimmy is not the only person in the NFL that runs through a little bad luck. Look at Lamar. This is this third playoff. He got excused in the first one. He got beat down last year. And this year, Buffalo's getting ready to take him out. So this is the thing.
Look what they're doing with Tua. And look what they're doing with Tua. They're talking about already possibly wanting to trade Tua. Look what Flores is doing with him already over there. He puts him in. He takes Fitzpatrick out while he's on fire, and then throws off his whole team in the chemistry. And then guys are critiquing Tua and saying he's not ready. But it's like the coach is just throwing him in and just doing whatever.
And Miami is like first behind Texas to get, because they've already said, Deshaun's already said, yeah, I like Miami. He's out on a boat. He likes being around that type of thing. And Tua to Texas, Deshaun to Miami. I don't know what else they'd be talking about, but Miami's going to work hard on that. We'll see what happens. I think Texas end up keeping him, though. Because otherwise, Texas, well, everybody in there is going to get fired. Do you know the Texans fans will be?
Shit, they're gonna go under.
They'd
They're
be
gonna go under. They're not even have a team anymore. They'll have to pull them out the damn state.
Ain't gonna be nobody.
You know, they're not even
buying
having
no
enough guys.
tickets. Yeah, get rid of Deshaun, man. You guys, I'm season ticket holder. Give me my money now. I can see it now. They better hold on to him. Bam.
Yeah, but DJ Jones will be gone though for us, man. I think he wants to get some money, and we'll see a lot of guys that'll be gone. So I just hope that we can maintain defensively. I think that's more of my concern than us on the offensive side of the ball, because I know D'Amico's going to come in and do his thing. I just, it's his first year, and we want to. He has some big shoes to fill. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, even if we drop down a couple of places, I think we'll be all right. But as long as it's not significant, because that's going to put it on the offense and Jimmy to be even that much more outstanding next year to compensate for what we're not able to do defensively. You know what I mean? If teams are able to stay in the game with us, we got to keep running up the score.
Yeah, but that offense stays healthy. Not to worry. That could be one of the most potent offenses. If everybody's ready and can play with that run game and that wide receiver group we got now, oh, look out. Ellis, let me see tomorrow, fam. All right?
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you for the platform, family, as always.
All right,
I appreciate you. Much love, much respect. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe and the like. And shout out to the chat and Not Faithful. Much love to y'all. Peace.
Thanks, Ellis. Good night. There he goes. Uh-oh, we got one more. Okay. IB. I want to see this game. IB.
Ronbo.
Mike. Good to hear from you again.
Mic check. How we sounding tonight? It's always a pleasure.
Yeah. Well,
watching this Bills game, man.
Yeah, I was trying to get over there too. Well, because I'm gonna go after you. Go ahead, man. You got some thoughts on Saleh. Although the more I think about it, maybe Saleh, if what I said is true, maybe not. Does he search the 49ers roster? Maybe not. Because they got to rebuild.
They got the money over there. From my understanding, the Jets got the money.
I'm hearing they still got 20-something free agents. Now, they going to open the door and let them go? How are they going to do?
I don't think the Jets are retaining too many of their own. I do see Saleh maybe dipping into our free agents, but realistically, I don't know. A lot of the players like Saleh, and realistically, we can't afford to bring some of them back, and it doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
I know we like Ronnie Blair and guys like that, but we don't know what he's going to do. And I know Saleh would take the chance before we do, so that that's kind of common sense. And then you got Sherman and guys like that, but we got to think about the core pieces, and that's what Kyle said. And the core pieces really don't pertain to what Saleh is doing, and our free agency. Besides Kwan and Jason Verrett. And Kerry Hyder, defensively, we're not really missing out too much on free agent side. It's a lot of offensive pieces, and I don't consider it being, I think it's just appreciation for what Saleh did. If any players do go over there, and if Sherman goes over there, he's gonna have to change his scheme anyways. I can't see Sherman being successful as a corner in the AFC, man. It's a lot of speed out there.
I got to tell you, though, I could be wrong, but contrary to popular belief that all the Super Bowl was all Jimmy's fault, Sherm has to take some responsibility in that Super Bowl. He's supposed to be the first ballot All-Pro. What the hell happened out there, Rich?
Sure.
That should not have happened.
For sure.
This is what I'm thinking. Robert Saleh's probably thinking, Rich, we're going to change things a little bit out here. We're going to go a little more of a hybrid. And, I love you, but
he's smart though. That's the education factor that Sherman brings. You don't get that in a lot, even in coaches. So he brings experience. He brings
But do I bring him on?
And he's not completely washed up if you keep him in the zone. Man on man, I don't see him being successful. But Sherman's not trying to go down. And that's not to discredit what he did for our organization either, because Sherman definitely stood up this year.
He helped us. 2019,
it may have been contractual.
Yeah. His contract was
this year may have been more contractual, but it is what it is, man. Hopefully we come back healthy. I hate to hear this bullshit about trading Bosa, because these people know damn well if you're a true 49er fan or you support what we doing, that's not even logical.
Don't even pay that no mind. I guarantee you that is not going to happen.
One thing though, Ronbo, I heard this yesterday on your show. I'm not sure who said it, but they said that next year, 2022, of Deshaun Watson's contract is actually 10 million cheaper towards the salary cap than what Jimmy is doing. And I think that's correct, because Jimmy is 24 against the salary cap?
Yeah, they backloaded his contract. It's the year after that where it jumps to 35 mil.
Yeah, so this is crazy right here, man. And you know what? This is going on year 3. We're still looking, and I am a Jimmy Garoppolo supporter, but this is kind of like, how do we overlook this though? At the same token,
Yeah, the injuries
are
a little
kid wants
annoying.
To
go. I just don't see Shanahan giving up. Do you imagine Lynch and company giving up all them first round picks? I can't. They won't. I can't see it.
We've done it before. We've done it before.
First round pick?
I don't know about first round pick. I mean, and I'm not really educated in the background of the upper hand of upper management and all that. But I heard somebody say that we did it the year with Solomon T, and we moved up a couple times in that year. And so but that's not the key though. The key is about. Yeah. But the key is not about that. It's about this quarterback here. Realistically, you won't find this quarterback in the draft. Maybe, I mean, and somebody said it perfectly. Shanahan's system doesn't develop quarterbacks. They need quarterbacks that are already systematic, that know how to work a system.
I don't know if it's that accurate that Shanahan doesn't actually. He doesn't. Normally, rookies, this is a new experience for him. He usually comes into a situation where the quarterback's already got experience, but he's had some success.
I think it just makes more sense. Yeah.
But
because of the language of the system.
Yeah. It's not easy to learn. And another thing, Shanahan could have got Deshaun 2017.
Yeah. And Mahomes.
Well, that's why.
Mahomes. So, yeah.
This is why I know Shanahan does not want a quarterback that runs. Now, if him and Deshaun had a conversation, Shanahan wants that quarterback to stand in that pocket, keep your eyes downfield, and negotiate it from that. She sounds like now he may be coming off that, because before that was a hardcore rule with him. That's why he wasn't interested in Deshaun or Mahomes and those guys. If he thinks you're going to run and not,
that's the West Coast offense. If you can stay in that pocket, move laterally, and maybe dip outside of the pocket here and there. That's the West Coast offense, and I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. But then again, do we always overlook these guys who are available because, we don't want to make these adjustments? Our players would fit together perfectly.
Yeah.
And I'm not, like I said, I'm not discrediting Jimmy, because I would love to see Jimmy come back healthy. But
Jimmy just needs time.
We're putting a lot of eggs in a basket.
Yeah,
with Trent Williams.
Health is a problem with Jimmy. If he develops, I think he'd be exactly what Shanahan's trying to develop, but he's got to stay healthy. Who would actually Shanahan would take in a heartbeat if he had it to do over again? He's actually a thrower, and he runs secondly. But I'm looking at this kid in Buffalo. That's his guy. He's accurate.
Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Josh Allen. Yeah, Josh. Man, Josh. I think he had a maturity issue that we weren't too comfortable with, and then he had some personal things too.
Yeah, but that's the
he
thing.
had said some personal things.
Well, see, Josh Allen took him 3 years to mature. As 49er fans,
It takes a lot of these guys.
Always. But we don't have a lot of patience with Jimmy. But Jimmy's got that it factor. I could tell. When he first came, I could tell he's got it. But he's been hurt, and he hasn't been able to evolve. 49er fans, everybody looks at him now as that's all
Jimmy's
he is.
going through a whirlwind.
Jimmy's
going through a whirlwind.
He needs to stay on the field, somehow avoid injury, and put in 2 years. Jimmy puts in 2 years in Kyle
Shanahan's
Shanahan's system.
Play through the injuries.
But he's got to be able to,
no
matter
what.
what.
He has to play through.
Yes, understood. But he's got to stay on the field. Stop somehow getting removed from the lineup and learn. Because Kyle said when he first came.
But a lot of that.
He's got to go through these things.
A lot of that is Kyle Shanahan, though, Ronbo. A lot of that is Kyle Shanahan because I don't believe he allows his players who are supposed to be his star players to go
off schedule.
I think have a bad image. Exactly.
No.
I don't think he even with right now he won't even allow Kittle to play injured. You know what I'm saying? So his confidence not only and I think his confidence in the players somewhat has kind of diminished a little bit. I don't know. Because
George has played under some serious injuries. So remember he was running around a flat jacket the year before last with ribs broke or cracked or something.
Yeah. But he
injured.
completely shut George down this year, though. Yeah. I mean, every injury, George was shut down, though.
I think the doctors. You can get. I think the player can. The NFL does not allow. Remember, some team lost draft picks because they were playing. Who was that they were playing that was injured? They got rules.
Yeah, that's true too.
If the doctor says,
yeah, that is true. Football has changed. Yeah.
So you can't just play.
But
like
I mean,
that.
as you stated, George played very injured last year, and the year before that, he had to crack ribs. So
I think the doctors.
I agree with what you're saying.
You got to get signed off by somebody that's got the authorization, I guess. So, but I mean, we got to go.
I don't think you can sign that type of extension George signed neither, though. Once you sign that extension, your limitations for these insurance policies becomes there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we're going to go. I'm going to see you tomorrow because we're running overtime. But listen, don't be so long getting back here. I'll be back tomorrow. All right?
Yeah, I'll be here tomorrow. For sure. It depends on how late because, I got to work in the morning.
I'm going to be pretty much after the Chiefs game, which is pretty much like now. So.
Right. Yeah, I'll be in there.
All right, fam.
All right, man. Y'all have a good night. Appreciate it, as always.
Thanks, man. You too. All right, fam. Night.
Yep.
All right. So, again, and Kyle would probably point to this too. I say Josh Allen because Josh Allen can run really well. But Josh Allen's become a marksman. And this is what Shanahan's going to appreciate. But we'll see what happens. But I still say if Garoppolo stays up and stops going down to injury, he's got it. He's got it. I know you don't believe me because you're going to go by what you've seen, but I see something else. I think Shanahan does too. I'll see you tomorrow. Fam, that like, even if you don't like Jimmy. Niners!